Hey boos, in this video I give commentary based on my opinion. Nothing is to be taken as factual. We are just here to have conversation. We don't expose and we don't sip tea on this channel. I'm giving you real talk straight, no chaser. Let's see if you can handle it.
Cause I'm a boss. I haven't done anything for you to be proud of.
Of course you have. You are marrying a man who can support you.
Happy Sunday. Hello everyone. So I wanted to come and do this video. I feel like the title, the thumbnail, it's a little dramatic. It's a little dramatic. Hey Crystal, thank you for being a mod. I appreciate you. So people have been sending me videos wanting to paint Halle to be this evil bitch. So I was like, let's sit and react. So people have created videos to paint her out to be this horrible person. And I have not watched the videos. So I'm like, let's look at the receipts that they provided and see if she's evil or not. So let me go ahead and pull it up. And I also want to say this too. If you've ever dealt with a narc in his family and they paint you out to be like evil, and they don't like you, man, and they're okay. So the narc is like, his family are the flying monkeys. They're gonna take his side, and in this case, they're definitely gonna take DDG's side. They're gonna try to protect him at all costs, because if not, their whole empire, it crumbles. So let's get into it. I could be wrong though. Let's get into it. I'm just gonna be objective here for a sec and react to what y'all said, because, and it better be good. Don't have me waste my time, because I'm gonna be mad. Don't be wasting my time. Okay, so the title of this video, the signs were there, 10 red flags that we overlooked about DDG and Halle Bailey. Okay, so everyone keeps saying that Halle is not innocent, so let's see how innocent and evil she is. Or I'm sorry, how she's not innocent and how evil she is.
That DDG, not only about DDG, but also about Halle Bailey. So let's go with some toxic traits and toxic signs that we overlooked, not only about DDG, but also about Halle Bailey. So let's go ahead and get into 5 signs each, 10 in total, that DDG and Halle were both toxic, or let's just say they had toxic traits, and that their relationship was most likely destined to fail. Now, just a little disclaimer, this is not 10 signs on how we knew that Halle and DDG were going to end up in a DD relationship. That's not what this video is. This is 10 signs in total on how we knew that both Halle and DDG had toxic traits and their relationship was most likely destined to fail. Now let's go ahead and start off with this clip right here. Now this is a clip of DDG getting completely upset and very angry with his nephew Woo Wop. It seems like DDG was trying to express something and his nephew Woo Wop, he interrupted him, and DDG gets so upset, y'all. Y'all have to look at these kids' faces, because they was looking at DDG like, what is wrong with you? Like, are you okay?
Trying to cancel me. Please, listen, wait. Please stop. Just let me get my bars off, boy. Please, man. Please, I'm begging you. That ain't the same impact. Can y'all act like it's hype again?
Y'all can even see Halle's face in the background. She's like, cool out, chill out. And the kids are like, what is going on with you? Now, this next clip is a clip of Halle admitting that while she may seem nice and innocent online, she basically says that people really don't know her behind the scenes, because she can go to war, okay? She can go to war with her yelling and the way that she argues with people. And then she goes into blaming her behavior on her zodiac sign.
Everybody knows I'm an Aries, I'm a fire sign. I get very passionate. I seem nice online and innocent and everything, but you guys do not know. I will go to battle with my yelling, with my words, everything. I'm good at that, right? And if I gotta yell or check anyone, that's what I gotta do. That's just the way I be.
Now, can we just put this out here now? Anytime somebody is blaming their toxic traits, their toxic behavior on their zodiac signs, it's just diabolical, it's crazy. It just needs to be thrown out the window. It needs to be thrown in the trash. Stop blaming your toxic behavior on your zodiac sign. It don't got nothing to do with your...
Are y'all taking her serious? So she was being dead ass serious to y'all. Can y'all put a 1 in the chat if you think she was being dead ass serious or you think she was just being funny? Because the way when I blame my zodiac sign, like I'm being so unserious. Like I'm not being for real at all. Like I'm just joking. Whenever I use zodiac signs. So I don't know. Like this is what be irritating me, y'all. The thing that be irritating me is like the stuff that y'all are presenting is so weak. Like I just need y'all to present things that are just so undeniable. But these things, it's like, I don't know. Like it just seems like it's a reach. Seriously. I know Halle's not innocent because I'm an Aries. Like we will cuss your ass out. We will. Like we are very passionate people. That's just how we are. But that doesn't mean that she's toxic. Like it just means that if you come at her sideways, she's gonna defend herself. So that's what I'm not understanding. It just depends on the context in which she's arguing or she's getting loud. Like is she defending herself or is she just coming at you unprovoked like that? I'm gonna play it again. Because, you know, most people assume that when you're nice, you won't defend yourself. And it just seems like she's saying, I'm not as nice as y'all think that I am. Like, I do know how to be confrontational when necessary. And everyone should know how to be confrontational when necessary if somebody is coming at them sideways. That's called self-defense. But we'll see. Let me play it again.
Nice online and innocent and everything, but you guys do not know. I will go to battle with my yelling, with my words, everything. I'm good at that, right? And if I gotta yell or check anyone, that's what I gotta do. That's just the way I be.
Now, can we just put...
If I gotta yell to check someone, so that means that she would be defending herself. And then she said, if I have to check someone. Come on, y'all. Like, you know what I'm looking to see? Let me tell you what I'm looking to see. I'm looking to see Halle do something so toxic that was just so unnecessary. It doesn't have anything to do with self-defense. It has nothing to do with her standing up for herself. None of that. And the reason why I'm pointing this out, y'all, is because I've had this happen to me. Is when you're kind and you're nice and then people take your kindness for weakness. And then when you finally find the courage to stand up for yourself and then people paint you out to be evil or like this bad person when you've been taking it and taking it and taking it and then you finally decide to speak up for yourself, and then when you do, people try to shut you down and try to make it seem like you're this bad, horrible person. So that I'm looking for something that is just so toxic about her that is just so undeniable. And this to me, it's just like it's not doing it for me. It's not. She said this under the context of needing to check someone, which means that is her defending herself. And we're not about to sit up here and try to make it seem like it's toxic to speak up for yourself and defend yourself, especially if someone is coming at you sideways being disrespectful. So let's continue.
Put this out here now. Anytime somebody is blaming their toxic traits, their toxic behavior on their zodiac signs, it's just diabolical, it's crazy. It just needs to be thrown out the window. It needs to be thrown in the trash. Stop blaming your toxic behavior on your zodiac sign. It don't got nothing to do with your zodiac sign. To me, it don't. This next clip is a clip of DDG, Halle, and Halo at Halo's first birthday party. Now you can see they're having a good time, but you can also see that Halle, she's reaching her hands out to Halo. Halo sees her. You can see that Halo wants to be held by his mom, Halle. But DDG just doesn't want to let his son, Halo, go to Halle, okay? So I guess fans were pointing this out as toxic because they felt like DDG was only thinking about his selfish needs with him wanting to hold Halo, not acknowledging the fact that Halo actually wanted to go to his mom, Halle.
Am I the only one that feels like the internet is just completely reaching with this on both sides? It's a baby. It's a baby. Like, it's, come on. Like, I feel like for this whole thing, for both, like, no, I don't feel like it's just, it's reaching. And yes, when it comes to like fathers, I have seen this, like, they tend to always want their mom. And a lot of times, like, fathers feel kind of left out. But all around, I just feel like this is just a complete reach for both of them. Like, it's not even just DDG, it's not just Halle. Like, this is just a reach. Okay, the internet, come on now. I definitely see the tension there, but it's because they're not seeing eye to eye and they're probably not communicating the best. But as far as like him being like a bad, toxic person in this situation with the baby, I've seen this so much with fathers and mothers. Kids typically want to go with their mom, and that's just how it is. But he's wanting to hold his son, which I feel like he has every right to do that. And he has every right to be like, no, stay with me. I'm your father, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I don't think it makes him a bad person for that. That's just my opinion. So this to me is just a reach on both sides. But I can tell that they're not on the same page. There is a disconnect between the both of them. And yeah, but I feel like this is a reach too.
Now, if you guys actually watched that video, you would know that this happened like several times during that birthday party. I don't know, it was a little cringy to watch, even though it wasn't that bad, but it just seemed like the two were, in a way, fighting over Halo. This is a clip of Halle Bailey actually admitting that she is a jealous and territorial girlfriend. She wants to know about her man's whereabouts, where he is, what he's doing, everything about her man.
I'm a jealous girlfriend. I'm a territorial girlfriend. All of the above. Where you go? Who are you with? That's me. Oh, how long are you gonna be there? Oh, okay. Cool. Good to know.
Now, of course, once fans pulled this up and this started to resurface, this really
Are y'all for real? Are y'all for real? Who sent me this shit? Who is wasting my time like this? That is so normal. Like, first of all, it's normal for both men and women in relationships. I gotta play that again. Like, I know my ears. Are we serious?
Friend, she wants to know about her man's whereabouts, where he is, what he's doing, everything about her man.
I'm a jealous girlfriend. I'm a territorial girlfriend. All of the above. Where you go? Who are you with? That's me. Oh, how long are you gonna be there? Oh, okay. Cool.
And let me break this down for the emotionally unintelligent people out there. Jealousy is an emotion. That is what it is. Now, what makes jealousy toxic is what you do with that emotion. Just like anger. Anger is an emotion. What makes anger toxic is what you choose to deal, or how you choose to deal with the anger, okay? Disappointment can be toxic. But it depends on what you choose to deal, how you choose to deal with that emotion. So y'all are reaching, but it, again, like, if you're emotionally unintelligent, I can see that. When you go to therapy, they give you an emotional wheel every session, if they're a good therapist. Every session, they're going to pull out this emotional wheel, and you have to tell your therapist, how do you feel today? And you will go around the wheel and you're like, oh, well, I feel kind of disappointed, or I feel a little frustrated today, or you know what, I have anxiety today. Jealousy, anger, disappointment, all of those are natural emotions. It's all about what you choose to do with them that will determine if they're toxic or not. That's why some of y'all need to go to therapy, because it's getting ridiculous. So her expressing how she feels in relationships when it comes to her partner does not automatically mean that she's abusive or she's toxic. It depends on how she's operating with those emotions when it comes to her behavior. But honestly, this is pretty normal for anyone that's in a relationship. Men and women, same-sex couples, heterosexual couples. Seriously. So territorial typically means protective. Jealousy meaning, honestly, I feel like jealousy when it comes to your partner is very normal because that's your partner. You're very protective of that person. You wouldn't want somebody to come in and just take your person if you know that y'all are together and committed. Like, come on. This is such a reach, y'all. That's why I'm like, show me something that is just undeniably toxic. And I'm like, okay, because it's educational. So I'm going to use it for educational purposes. But so far, I'm like, it just really depends on how she displays the jealousy, her being territorial. Is she controlling with her being territorial? She didn't really say if she was controlling. She said territorial, which that means protective. So again, it just really depends. It just depends.
Good to know. Now, of course, once fans pulled this up and this started to resurface, this really opened a lot of fans' eyes, especially to the fact that she said that she is territorial. And we know that DDG was speaking out and saying that he wasn't able to see his son Halo. Fans are looking at it as, oh, Halle Bailey wasn't only trying to be territorial towards DDG, but now she actually has the power and she's being territorial over their son Halo. While I do think it's great that Halle is able to take accountability for some of her toxic traits, and she is self-aware, like studies even confirm this. It's a small percentage of people who are actually self-aware of their own actions and their toxic traits. So the fact that she can point it out and literally express to everyone, these are my toxic traits, these are the things that I do, is actually a pretty good thing, because we know the first step to healing and recovery is actually admitting that you have a problem. So I do see it as a good thing. While people are looking at it like, oh my gosh, she's admitting to all of these things that she's horrible at, or all of her toxic traits, it is a good thing that she is self-aware. But I do think that Halle, a little bit, she is contradicting. At one point, she's saying that she's jealous and territorial.
I'm a jealous girlfriend, I'm a territorial girlfriend.
But then I think that she kind of has different faces in different places, and a lot of us do. Another clip that I seen, she was basically saying that DDG can do whatever he wants.
Don't. He can do what he wants.
Now, this next clip is from 2017.
Y'all, this is the best that y'all could do. Like, be so for real, y'all. This is the best that y'all could do. When I think of an evil person, I think of someone that has the intent to harm another person, whether that's physically, emotionally, or mentally. I'm not really getting evil. Like, where are y'all getting that from? Evil. Evil is with the intent to cause harm emotionally, mentally, or physically. I'm just not getting that. I'm not getting that. I'm not getting that. And then I'm going to be so real with y'all, because I'm going to show y'all this in a sec. Halle is not throwing everything at DDG. She's only trying to somewhat shake him up a little bit so that he will leave her alone. She's not throwing everything that she could throw at this man. She's still being nice about it. And I'm going to get into that here in a sec. How do I know that? I'm going to get into that here in a sec. So it's interesting how if y'all keep poking the bear, she's eventually going to throw everything at this man. That's what I think. She's going to get to that point. She's going to get to that point where y'all keep poking the bear. I'm still sparing him. And y'all going to keep poking the bear. And then she's going like, all right, I'm going to let it all out. So we'll see. But I'm being told that she didn't even like tell everything. There was more stuff that she could have submitted, but she hasn't done it yet. So we'll see if more information comes out.
And this is a clip of DDG popping up on popular influencer and rapper Jilly Anais. And she was completely uncomfortable, guys. You can tell that she was taken off guard. She didn't expect for DDG to just pop up where she was while she was having lunch. And she was even asking DDG, like, how did you get my location? How did you know where I was? And he was like, I seen that you posted it on Instagram.
What are you doing? What the? What are you doing here? Are you serious right now?
What?
You just gonna come and sit down? How did you know I was here?
And also, can y'all send me the whole thing about the salon and the jacket? Can y'all send me information on that? I don't have information on that. Send it to me. Because one thing I noticed about DDG, he keeps enablers around. And I do believe what made Halle toxic when she was in this relationship was at one point she was an enabler of DDG. And now that's coming back to bite her in the ass. And if you notice, his mother also plays that role as well, which is also coming back to bite her in the ass as well, because now she can't even see her grandson. So send me that, because I'm not here to deny that that is a thing. But again, does that make Halle abusive? No. No, it doesn't. It doesn't make her abusive. Let's stay focused on why all of this stuff came to social media. It was submitted through the courts, and TMZ got a hold of it and posted it to the internet, and then it spread all throughout social media. Halle did not put the information on social media. TMZ did. So that's number one. If she was really trying to take this man down, then she would have came to the internet with it. But she never did. TMZ did. So she can't help what the media puts out here. It's public information. But let's continue. This was very weird, though. I'm not going to lie. Like, this DDG part, I was like...
I just wanted to Snapchat.
You went on my Snap and you found out I was here until you came? That's just a little creepy.
How is it creepy? I just wanted to look over.
So you don't text me?
So one thing I'm picking up already is that she's uncomfortable. This threw her off guard. Her body language is uncomfortable. She's confused a little bit as well. And she's kind of like her nervous system is activated because she's like, what the hell? Like, so you just watch my Snapchat and then you pop up on me? Like, who does that? That is weird.
What did I text you for?
So you just pop up on people?
I'm just saying, I made sure you by yourself. I was looking at you through where?
You were looking at me through where? So you just be spying on people. Now what if I was with somebody?
Your camera made me look like a little weirdo.
You just popped up on me while I'm having lunch. That's not weird. You just think how you feel entitled.
Y'all not gonna convince me this is normal behavior. Y'all not. Like, this is so creepy. So he was watching her snap and then just popped up on her and then was watching her eat lunch and then decided to go sit by her because I guess he was waiting to see if she was by herself. Who does that? And who? And this is who y'all defending? This is the hill y'all want to die on? Listen, I'm taking my chances with Halle. I could be wrong about Halle, right? I could be wrong. But if the tables were turned and y'all had the evidence on Halle in the way that the evidence is on DDG when it comes to this, I would not be on Halle's side at all, because you're not about to make me look stupid in the public eye. Like, you're not about to make me look dumb. But Halle don't have the same type of evidence that DDG have. So it's the reason why I'm just like, I don't see how she's evil. But DDG being a stalker and a weirdo, there just seems to be so many receipts for that. There just seems to be too many receipts. Too many. Like, it's very strange. Very strange. So I'm like, y'all not about to normalize this for me. This is weird. This is creepy. This is strange. This is unhinged. Why would he just pop up on her like that and then openly admit that he was watching her Snapchat, watching through the bushes to see if she was by herself? That's not normal, y'all. That is not normal. That is some scary shit. Like, that is so scary. Oh my gosh. And then imagine you like in your own little world, in your own little bubble, and you pop up and you like, this guy is like standing there, and then come to find out he found you because of Snapchat. And then he was watching her before he went to sit down because he was trying to see if there was probably a guy with her or something. Nah, y'all, no. The internet, absolutely not. Like, y'all not, he's not beating the allegations. He's not with the stalking. Like, this is too weird for me. And then y'all were trying to make it seem like this was a skit. Why do y'all have to try to make it seem like it's a skit? Because you know it looks bad. You know it looks bad. You know it looks exactly how you think it looks. So you have to say, oh, it's a skit. It's a skit. It's a skit. You know damn well this ain't no damn skit. But the fact that you have to make it seem like a skit tells me everything that I need to know.
To just pop up on people.
I'm saying, you know, I don't do that. You understand? You know what I'm saying?
So I should be excited right now? I want to know. Am I tripping right now or am I tripping?
This is another thing too that I want to talk about. When you're being abused, you question yourself a lot. You do. Like, you don't really know you're being abused when you're being abused. It's kind of similar to when you're bullied. You don't even know that you're being bullied when you're being bullied. You always realize after the fact. Like, you have to come up out of that space of being bullied or being abused to actually know that that's what happened. Because typically when you're being abused or when you're being bullied, you tend to question yourself. You don't question the person or the abuser or the bully. You tend to question yourself. Like, if you're being bullied, a lot of times you question like, oh, I'm not cool enough, or I'm not pretty enough, or I'm not this, or I'm not that. It's a lot of me before you actually hold or put the accountability on the person that's bullying you. Same thing with abusers. A lot of times when a person is being abused, they start to second guess themselves first before they put the accountability on the abuser. So even in this moment right here with Jilly, she's questioning like her sanity. Like, what? Did he just really pop up on me like that? Like, did he really just openly admit that he was watching my Snapchat and then just decided to pop up on me and sit down, and then he openly admitted that he was watching me through the bushes? Because you start to question like, that's not normal, right? Or is it normal? Or it's not normal. Now, why was Jilly questioning if it was normal or not? Because she's vlogging. They're content creators. And she was posting to social media. And so she's kind of confused on what do boundaries look like in a setting like this, where I'm vlogging. I did post that to my Snapchat. He knows of me at this point. Is that normal? Is that not normal? Did he really cross a boundary with me, or did he not cross a boundary with me? So she's really confused on that. But when we look back on it, because now, you know, times have changed. Vlogging is normal. Posting to Snapchat is normal. All of these things are more normalized. And so now we can look back on the situation and we can say like, nah, that shit was weird as hell. Like, why would he just pop up on you like that after watching your Snapchat? So a lot of times when people are being abused or bullied, they tend to second guess themselves first because they're trying to sort out what they just experienced, and they're trying to sort out if a boundary was actually in fact crossed. A lot of people don't realize it until after the fact because it takes time to process their feelings, the experience that was associated with the feelings that they have, and then trying to find logic and reasoning behind what they experience. And so that takes time. You don't always know up front. It takes time for you to like reflect. You know what? That did make me uncomfortable. You know what? I do feel like my boundaries were crossed. I don't know why he would just pop up on me like that.
Because he just popped up on the kid. We're going to have a serious off-camera talk because there's boundaries and there's limits.
It is super important.
See, she said that we was going to have a conversation off camera because there are boundaries and there are limits. It's clear that that made her uncomfortable, and she's still trying to sort out what actually just happened to her.
To create boundaries with anybody, but especially narcissists. Now, like I said, I don't know if DDG is a narcissist or not. I just see a lot of people saying it on TikTok, and there's a such thing as being a narcissist and just having narcissistic traits. We really don't know which one it is for DDG.
Okay, like, so let's say he's not a narc. Let's put that aside. He's not a narc. What was this? Like, seriously. I'm about to ask ChatGPT, are there any personality disorders that are associated with stalking? Let me get back to y'all on that.
DDG is so important to set boundaries with a narcissist because they don't believe in boundaries and they believe in crossing your boundaries at every moment they can. Now, this next clip that fans pulled up is a clip of Halle Bailey basically saying that she is a nosy and she likes drama, just not in her life. She likes to see it in other people's lives, but she doesn't like drama and toxicity in her own life.
I am nosy, number one.
Baby, wait a minute. I love Chat GPT. Girl, borderline personality disorder is associated with stalking. Narcissistic personality disorder is associated with stalking. And the reason why borderline personality disorder is associated with stalking is because the core traits is intense fear of abandonment, unstable relationships, and emotional dysregulation. I'm going to just post this to my community tab. I cannot believe it. Narcissistic personality disorder, core traits, need for admiration, lack of empathy. This is crazy. Ooh, also, it could be linked to obsessive compulsive personality disorder. It's all about control and perfectionism. Paranoid personality disorder, a distrust and suspicion of others' motives. Don't listen. I'm just a messenger. Don't get mad at me. Okay. I got it straight from ChatGPT. I said, are there any personality disorders that are associated with stalking? So the internet is not reaching with the whole narcissistic label. Not according to ChatGPT. So interesting.
Number two, I like drama. I just don't like drama in my life, but I love watching it in other people's.
While it's a good thing that Halle Bailey is self-aware,
like most people, this is what y'all came up with. So, a prime example, I don't watch baddies, right? But there are girls that work in corporate that do. They don't have no drama in their life, but they do like watching baddies because there's a lot of drama on there. What woman don't like that? There's a lot of women out here that's why most women watch reality TV. They may not want the drama in their life, but they like to watch it. She didn't say she likes drama in her life. She likes to watch it. She likes to see it. Like most people. I mean, think about social media. This is a drama channel, technically. We all watching it. So I'm confused. Like, I need somebody to explain that to me. Let me go back and play that again. I'm sorry, because if this is the case, then I guess we all toxic then.
to nosy and she likes drama, just not in her life. She likes to see it in other people's lives, but she doesn't like drama and toxicity in her own life.
I am nosy, number one. Number two, I like drama. I just don't like drama in my life, but I love watching it in other people's.
While it's a good thing that Halle Bailey is self-aware,
so toxic, yes, I'm gonna have to say yes. Because when you walk away from a lifestyle of being into drama, partially it's because you're no longer toxic. So that's why I don't watch reality TV, y'all. Like, people want me to review baddies. I can't stomach to watch it because I don't like the toxicity, the drinking, the cussing, just the stupid shit that they be doing on there. Like, honestly, like, I can't stomach it. I can't. But then again, you're talking to a girl that does not watch reality TV. But I used to be obsessed with reality TV. And that's when I liked drama. But when I liked drama, I was toxic. Very toxic. I liked it. I was like addicted to reality TV. So I don't know. Y'all let me know. But don't be a hypocrite, because if you out here supporting baddies, you out here supporting all of these reality TV shows like Basketball Wives. I used to be a big fan of those TV shows back in the day. Basketball Wives, Love and Hip Hop. It's So Crazy. I was younger and I was like obsessed with those reality TV shows, and to see those same people on there like doing the same shit, I'm just like, oh my gosh. And they like 50. Like, how old is Evelyn? I'm just like, I've outgrown that type of content. So I don't know. But then again, Halle is what? How old is she? Because when I was into that stuff, I was probably around her age. I just grew out of that. Like let's see. Like Mandeezy and all of them. I'm just like, y'all old as hell. Y'all ain't grown up yet. Who else? Let me see. How old is she? 25. Yeah, I was kind of still into that type of stuff at 25. I think I started disconnecting slowly around 26, 27. 26. Yeah, I think the last time I was into reality TV show was Peter Gunn's. Whenever that was. I don't know. But y'all, I can't stomach that shit. Like, I barely can get through, what's that other one? Love is Blind? Barely can get through that. I'm just not into it like I used to be. I used to be so obsessed. I love Charm School. I used to watch, what was that other one? Before Baddies on Zeus. What was the original show called? I forgot. Ooh, I think, no, I stopped watching reality TV a little bit before then. What was the original Bad Girls Club? Bad Girls Club. I used to be obsessed with Bad Girls Club. And my mom, she used to get on me. She's like, I don't like you watching that. Turn that off. And I was just so obsessed. Ooh, Flavor of Love. I used to watch Flavor of Love. But I really grew up out of that type of stuff. And we'll see. We'll see if Halle still likes the drama after all of this stuff that she's going through currently. And that's another thing too, y'all, is that in life will humble the hell out of you. Life will take you through certain experiences and humble the hell out of you to the point where after this whole thing with her and DDG, she may look at reality TV and just be like, you know what? I don't even want to associate that. I don't want to associate with that anymore because people were being entertained by my drama when it comes to my personal life. And so she may just not want to be entertained or watch that type of stuff anymore. So who knows? But no, it is toxic. If we're going to talk about it, it definitely is toxic, y'all. And hopefully you get to a point where you grow up out of that mentality where you like that type of stuff. To be honest, I'm not going to judge you because I used to be such an obsessed fan of reality TV. Jersey Shore. I used to watch Mob Wives. I used to be so heavily invested in those shows. So I can't look at you like, girl, why are you doing that? And that's why I don't want to do Halle like that, because when I was around her age, I was so invested, y'all. I was too invested. But I loved it all. So it's like, I still feel like it's a reach just for that reason, but y'all can still label it toxic. I was definitely toxic when I was heavily invested in those shows. So I guess it's fair game. Okay. Y'all can have this one. I'll let y'all have this one. But y'all need to send me the whole, when she went to go get her nails done and all of that, or there was a situation with the nails, and then there was a situation with a jacket. Can y'all email me? I want to see what y'all talking about.
And she knows her toxic traits and, some of the negative traits that she has. I hope that she's actually working on those traits and she's not just putting it out there. Some people are self-aware to the fact where they'll admit it, but they're not working on it because they're so in love with these toxic traits and they feel like it's in love. And for Halle Bailey, I don't know, it kind of scares me because in almost all of these videos where she's admitting to her toxic traits, she is like laughing or smiling. So it's like, girl, are you working on it or do you just like being this way? This
I did, didn't I?
Years ago when DDG was collaborating with multiple.
Let me look. Because it's been a while, y'all. Nail salon. Oh, hold on. Okay, so I did. This was over a year ago. I forgot about this. Okay. I'm gonna pull it up. Okay, so this is my question. A lot of people are saying that, and I've said this before. I said this before. A lot of people are saying that I am a reader, but I don't read for celebrities because I don't care about them like that. A lot of people are saying that Halle and DDG are the same. And I told y'all in my Millie video, I said that when you are attracted to a narc, you are on the same level. I said that. I don't know how many times, and I got backlash from it, but I'm just being real with you. Like, you can't think that you're in a relationship with a narc and you think that you're superior. That's delusional. Because you are attracted to that. You are attracted to them on an emotional level, on an intimate level, on an intellectual level. So at some point, you got to look in the mirror when it comes to that. I've already said that, y'all. I've already said that. And I told y'all that typically when it comes to sheltered girls, the reason why you're typically attracted to the narc, the bad guy, right? And sometimes they're not even bad. Like they're just narcissistic, they're toxic, right? The reason why you tend to be attracted to them in that way is because of this good girl complex. So narcissistic people are egotistical and good girls are too. Do you see how you're attracted to each other? I literally said this in my Millie video and got dragged for it. But typically when it comes to the good girl, and I've seen this, when it comes to the good girl, there's a level of arrogance or ego that the good girl carries. And that's how you end up attracting the narcissist. Ego. But y'all are opposites. That's the only difference. So do men lie? Yeah, men do lie. Men do lie. Men do lie. But the good girl complex, and this is why you see a lot of religious women in relationships with narcissists, and they have the ego of, oh, I can help him, I can save him, I can heal him, I can do this. Prime example, Jasmine Brown. I can heal him, I can fix him, I can save him. That's her ego. You are aware that that is her ego. So she feels she's the one that can fix him, save him, da 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 da. See, a lot of women, when it comes to this, you don't want to see yourself in a negative light because you feel like you're doing a good deed. But technically, the good deed that you're wanting to do is still associated with your ego. And so because of that, now here you are in this relationship with another egotistical person, but the only difference is they do bad deeds and you do good deeds, but you're still attracted to them because of the ego. It's just opposites, y'all. It's opposites. So that's why you tend to see like a lot of religious women or like women who just feel like they can save and heal and fix and all of that. You tend to see them in relationships with men like that. This is why I always, savior complex, basically what we're witnessing. I'm sorry, y'all. Give me a sec. Thank you for the super chats. Basically what we're witnessing is the savior complex in a relationship with the God complex. That's a bad combination. That's a bad combination. That is a bad combination. So you have the Savior and then you have the God. I know. I'm just the messenger. That's why you got to go. You really have to go to you really have to go to therapy, y'all. It's not victim blaming, it's awareness, so then you can stop the behavior so that you're not continuously attracting this same type of guy. Because in my Millie video, she said she had been conned 4 times. 4 times. Byron was the 4th guy. And it was because she had not come to the realization within herself how her behavior of like the savior complex kept putting her in the same situation time after time after time after again, to the point where she kept being a victim of the same similar scam. It's not victim blaming, y'all. Victim blaming is saying it's her fault. It's not her fault. But at the same time, there is a behavioral pattern that she is carrying that is causing her to keep getting scammed and conned. That's just a fact, y'all. It's just um a lot of times when it comes to the narc and the sheltered girl, inexperience. A lot of times too, when it comes to the sheltered girl, there is that savior complex. I can heal, I can fix, I can be what he needs to be a different man or a better man or a changed man. Typically it starts with that. And sheltered girls believe this because of how they were raised in the community that they grew up in the parents that they were raised by. They believe that. They believe in salvation because they were raised by people who told them about salvation, that taught them salvation. So it's not hard to believe. So yeah, it's a hard pill to swallow. A lot of women are going to want to argue me down about it, but I highly recommend that you go to therapy and try to work that out in therapy. I'm not a therapist. This is my opinion. You don't have to like my opinion. You don't even have to agree with my opinion, but just go talk to your therapist about it, especially if you've ever been in a narcissistic relationship. But it's just a common pattern that I've seen on social media when it comes to women who find themselves in these relationships. They tend to always carry that savior complex. Jasmine Brown is just a prime example of that. And Millie, in my last video that I reviewed, she was a great example of that. She had been conned 4 times, and it's because she carried that savior complex. And she kept saying, oh, I just don't understand. I just don't understand why this keeps happening to me. And this 4th time when she got conned, she decided to go to therapy. And that's when she realized that the savior complex, wanting to help and wanting to fix, was what kept getting her that same experience. And so that's something that she was working on. It's not to blame you because, again, the narc has to be responsible for themselves. They have to be responsible for their own behaviors. And I think everyone in the situation, doesn't matter if you're the narc or you're the sheltered girl, you're responsible for your own behavior. That's it. So you shouldn't be taking on the responsibility of what the narc did in the narc and whatever behavior is associated with the narc. Okay? I think some of y'all are kind of twisting and reaching with that. If the narc did X, Y, and Z to you, you shouldn't be taking accountability for that. You shouldn't be taking responsibility for that. We are all adults. You have to answer for your own behavior. You should not be answering for the narc's behavior. That's when you're starting to take it too far. And that's the thing with this. Is the conversation, it involves balance. Extreme is thinking that you're responsible for the narc's behavior. You're only responsible for yourself. That's it. And so prime example would be Jasmine. She set up on a podcast and said that she can save, fix, heal. You are responsible for exhibiting that behavior, even though he's narcissistic. He's toxic. He's toxic, right? But at the same time, the behavior in you is what you have to be accountable for, not the behavior in him. That's when you're taking it too far. That's when it is victim blaming. So please keep that in mind, y'all. Like there's a very thin line. But you got to understand that when it comes to toxic relationships, you got to acknowledge the role that you're playing in it. And I really do hope that Halle is learning from the role that she played in this toxic relationship, because she's not innocent. I agree with y'all when y'all say that. She's not 100% innocent. Like, it's just me. She's innocent when it comes to the abuse. He shouldn't be putting his hands on her. Daryl needs to answer for his behavior when it comes to putting his hands on women. That's weird to me. But she did at one point. She was an enabler to his toxicity. And that's a behavior that she chose to exhibit. But again, it doesn't go as far as when he's putting his hands on her that she needs to be accountable for that. No, I don't agree with that. That's taking it too far, y'all. Taking it too far. Balance, y'all. So again, when it comes to this conversation, when I'm talking about the sheltered girl and the narc, the savior complex, the behavior that the sheltered girl needs to examine is the savior complex. I can fix, heal, save. The narc, it's the stalking, being controlling, obsessive, a bully, hell, being jealous, like all of those negative traits that the narc carries and the behaviors that are associated with that's full on their accountability. And then your accountability is on this side. So again, when you are adults, you are responsible for your own behaviors. That's it. You're not responsible for the behaviors of another person. Okay. Okay. So so far when it comes to Halle, I really think she was the sheltered girl in the situation, and he exhibited some toxicity. She kind of downplayed it and became the enabler because he chose her. And so she was enabling his toxicity. And now that she's on the receiving end of the toxicity, now she is experiencing what she once supported, which makes her not innocent, in my opinion. However, it does not mean that we should overlook the claims of abuse that she has made against this man. That's my issue with this. It's like the internet wants to overlook the abuse claims because she's not innocent. And that's why I said in my last video, I was like, damn, in order for you to be a victim, I guess you got to lose your life. You can't live to tell the story. You got to lose your life. The Little Mermaid would have to be in a box somewhere for people to be like, oh my God, she was abused. Oh my God, I had no idea. Oh my goodness, I can't believe this. It's like in order for a woman to be a victim, she has to die. There's no such thing as a perfect victim, y'all. Like a victim that is just 1,000% innocent. No way. No way, y'all. No way. No way, no way, no way. And it's the same thing that I feel when it comes to sex workers. Like people feel like sex workers can't be abused or sex workers can't be SA'd. They can. They can. Yes, they may have signed up to have this exchange, but if it got to a point where they said no or they no longer gave consent, then at that point that person did violate them though. We need to have a conversation about consent. We need to have conversations about boundaries, and when you've crossed the boundary and at that point you are in the wrong, and then also other times you may have given consent. Like, I just don't think society is truly ready to have that conversation yet. I don't even think we're going backwards. We don't even have the emotional intelligence to really understand the difference. We really don't. Even when it comes to this conversation, like people are like victim blaming. I'm not holding Halle accountable for DDG's behavior. I'm holding her accountable for her own behavior and what role she played in the toxic relationship. That doesn't mean that I'm blaming her for the abuse. Like, oh, this is her fault. This is why she got abused. Absolutely not. Like y'all taking it too far. The internet is too extreme. Too extreme. Please, I ask that you find balance when it comes to this conversation. And adults need to be held accountable for their behaviors. No one should be held accountable for someone else's behavior or anything like that. So whenever we're having this conversation, that's what I'm referring to. Please don't take it to the extreme, because at that point, that's not what I said. And I don't agree with that. Okay? Like, taking it too far. You're taking it too far. Let's bring it back in.
Girls on YouTube, and he was collaborating with Imaja at the time.
No, I'm on video this time, okay?
Yeah.
Hi, Mom. Now I'm about to go.
Okay. All right. Can you give me a kiss on the cheek? Oh.
You really did not just kiss me. Oh my God.
Now, even though we can tell that Imaja at the time, she didn't mind it. I'm pretty sure if you guys watch this full video, she actually liked it. She's like,
how do we know? Okay, we have to watch the full video.
like, you're lucky, you're cute. She didn't mind that he kissed her on the lips. But honestly, like I said, this does fall into the category. Just say if he did this to another female, this would definitely be crossing boundaries. I honestly do believe that you should be asking.
But this is just another sign that DDG will cross a boundary. DDG will cross a boundary. That's all it's showing. He will cross a boundary into us, because it's just like, sir, like, why would you do that? So I don't know. It aligns with what Halle is saying, just based off of his behavior. He doesn't know what consent is. He doesn't know what boundaries are. He doesn't know when not to take it that far. And then another thing I noticed about DDG too, he play too much. He don't know how to like stop playing around. Like, he doesn't know how to take things serious. And I be noticing that with content creators that do content creating, like how he does it, where he like vlogs his life and everything like that. He's always doing antics to get the engagement, to come across entertaining and things like that. They don't know when to stop or when, oh, okay, I've crossed the line. I've noticed that with content creators, influencers. That's why I don't like being called an influencer, because typically when you say influencer, it's associated with a stereotype. And it's people that don't know boundaries, people that don't know how to not record people without their permission and consent. It's like a lot of that type of stuff. And I don't like being associated with the label influencer. I just don't. I don't.
People to do certain things before you do it. Like, is it okay to touch you? Is it okay to hug you? Instead of just touching people and hugging people and kissing people however you please. That's when I feel like people are crossing boundaries. And like I said, I've had this done to me myself, and I was just completely uncomfortable. I was like, why would you do this? And it really made me upset, because it's definitely, like I said, someone crossing your boundaries and feeling entitled to kiss you on the lips, which is wild. But the good thing is, at the time, Imaja and DDG seemingly liked each other, so she didn't mind. Now, this next clip kind of tells you guys how Halle thinks, and the way that she thinks is a little toxic, okay? Especially when it comes to relationships. In this clip, you will hear Halle say that once you have a man, that's always going to be your man, which we know is completely not true, ladies. We definitely know that that's not true. She said once you've been with a man for years, she's saying that he's going to always know where home is.
And if this was her man first, then why can't she keep effing on her man?
But he's not her man.
Yeah, but
He's public property.
Once you have a man, you always gonna have that man. In the back of your mind, you didn't know what you always did, right? She knows that he is gonna love her or have this tie to her for a while. Because if they were together for years, that's his home at that point.
Now, I honestly think that Halle thought that she was eating the girls up when she was saying this, but we know that this is absolutely not true. If it was true, we would see a lot more couples together.
And if this was her,
The man that is a little toxic, okay, especially when it comes to relationships. In this clip, you will hear Halle say that once you have a man, that's always going to be your man, which we know is completely not true, ladies. We definitely know that that's not true. She said once you've been with a man for years, she's saying that he's going to always know where home is.
and if this was her man first, then why can't she keep effing on her man?
But he's not her man.
Yeah, but
He's public property.
Once you have a man, you always gonna have that man. In the back of your mind, you didn't know what you always did, right? She knows that he is gonna love her or have this tie to her for a while. Because if they were together for years, that's his home at that point.
Now, I honestly think that Halle thought that she was eating the girls up when she was...
I mean, y'all can have that one too, I guess. I don't think that makes her evil, but toxic. Okay. All right, y'all can have that. Y'all got two. That's it. But again, like the two that y'all have is not giving evil. The two that y'all have just gives toxic, which explains how she ended up in this relationship, which also goes into the fact that I agree with y'all when I say that she's not innocent. But when it comes to the abuse, that's a totally different conversation though. So we know how she ended up in this relationship. It's very clear that she too has some toxic ways about her. And maybe the toxicity that she had within herself found to be the toxicity in DDG as attractive. That's why I be trying to tell the girls. Like, I be seeing the girls that be in nursing school, or they graduated nursing, or they finally are a nurse, and they be out here dealing with like men that are just toxic as hell. Okay, like they may be book smart and they may be educated, but intellectually, on an intimacy level, there's an attraction there. It don't be making sense to us, but like if you really were to get to know them on a personal level, you'd be like, oh, I see why you date who you date, because y'all share a similar mindset. So again, the toxicity from Halle is probably how they were attracted to each other. And you know, that's a hard pill for a lot of women to swallow, is that you don't want to acknowledge your own toxicity, and then you don't want to acknowledge that's probably how you ended up in that toxic relationship. You just want to put it all on the man. And I'm telling you, when you do that, you're going to end right back up in that same relationship with a new guy, dealing with same bullshit from a new guy, because you didn't do the reflective work. You didn't want to do any type of introspection at all. You just went from that relationship to the next relationship, and then you blamed everything on the man and just went from that relationship to the next relationship. So I hope Halle does learn from all of this. I really do. So y'all got two. Y'all got to. I'll give y'all that. But evil. I'm not getting the evil, y'all. I think evil is really pushing it. Toxic, yes. Evil,
saying this, but we know that this is absolutely not true. If it was true, we would see a lot more couples together, DDG and Halle, okay, not trying to be funny, but we would see a lot more couples lasting. We would see a lot more people together. This is absolutely not true. A lot of times after a relationship, the man moves on faster than the woman. Now, I understand the concept of what Halle is saying because, yes, a lot of times men do go back to their ex-fling or their ex in general, but sometimes they be in a drought and they just come back for that thing, okay? Doesn't mean that he knows where home is, that's still your man, or that he still loves you. Sometimes he's just in a drought and he needs that thing, so he comes back to you. Now, the next red flag for DDG was the obvious one, the messages that are now resurfacing between him and Ruby Rose when Ruby Rose's Twitter got hacked, okay? And it showed that basically they were messaging about DDG allegedly putting his hands on Ruby Rose. Then we see the pictures of the bruises on her arm. I feel like this was a huge red flag, and it just didn't make sense at the time. Like, oh my gosh, her Twitter got hacked, but the messages aren't real. Like, which one is it? Is the messages not real or her Twitter got hacked? I don't think that both could exist at the same time, but this situation definitely didn't make sense. But I think now that we've seen the pictures of Halle with the bruises on her arm, big red flag when these messages came out between Ruby Rose and DDG, and we've seen those pictures of Ruby Rose with those bruises on her arm. This is a clip of Halle Bailey basically expressing how attached she is to her son Halo, okay? Now this kind of falls into the category of the previous video that I just played of her saying that she's territorial because, of course, like I said, once again, we know that DDG was speaking out. And
I'm already going to disagree with this one, y'all. And I told y'all why. I've been on the father's side of a new mom that's experiencing postpartum and a mom that is struggling with negative thoughts, like something bad happening to her child, or just having a lot of anxiety after becoming a new mom. And a lot of people don't want to talk about this, but it's real. When you become a new mom, sometimes you get thoughts that something happens to your child. Nothing's wrong with them, but you get the thoughts though, and you have the anxiety. And so then it makes you anxious. So you latch on to the child thinking that you're protecting the child from any harm. So it's like one of those things where it takes time for a new mom to come up out of that. And honestly, I think for my niece, it took her mom like maybe 6 months to a year or more for her to really like let go and not be like a helicopter mom. Because she was a new time mom. She was dealing with a lot. And it was just one of those situations where all I can do is empathize with you. But if she's having these bad thoughts in her head and it's making her cling to her child more in protective mode, I'm not going to interfere with that. I'm not. If anything, I'm just going to have to be understanding of her feelings. And it just seems like a lot of people don't want to think about that. And then this is another thing too. It's so real, y'all. This is another thing too. The men need to take accountability for creating dynamics like this. Because this is natural. Postpartum, that's natural. Her having those thoughts, unfortunately, are natural. It's a natural part of becoming a mother. So if men wouldn't create these dynamics like that, you maybe created like maybe a safer environment. And I can't even say you creating a safer environment is going to guarantee anything because that's just not how this works. But I'm saying like, if you wanted to be more hands-on, then you wouldn't create a dynamic so complicated to the point where now you have to see your child when you can and not when you want to. Because if you actually created a family with a home, you can see your baby every day. Regardless of if the wife is going through postpartum or not, you can see your baby every day. Every day. You can come home to your child. But y'all go out and y'all create these dynamics and then you put the responsibility on the woman as if she's not already going through a lot. And then you expect for her to just go with whatever when she's dealing with a lot mentally. It's just not realistic, y'all. It's not. And I've had to explain this to my brother. And yes, it sucks because I was on the side of the man. I didn't get to see my niece whenever I wanted to when she was first born. I didn't get to bond with her at that newborn stage. It's life though. But I didn't blame the mom. I actually was looking at my brother like, why would you create this dynamic? Now we can't even see the baby when we want to. We have to wait until she's comfortable because she's going through a lot. Plus, the baby needs her mother. So it's like one of those situations where I'm just like, and that's what woke me up. That's why I was like, y'all can have that baby mama, baby daddy shit. I can't do it because it's just like, it's a lot. Like she was too young for us to just take her. So it was just like one of those situations where it's, men, if you want to be there every day, then you need to facilitate a space for you to be there every day. And it starts with your penis. It starts with your sperm. You don't have to let loose. You don't. It's a choice to let loose. You can hold back. Or better yet, you can strap up. One of the two. But don't sit up here and then put it all on the mother after the fact. You should have thought about that way before. So I'm not going to agree with this. Her being a first time mom. I'm not, y'all. I'm not. Because I'm thinking about myself as a new mom. And I'm just like, is my baby breathing? I'm like, is my baby okay? Like, I would have so much anxiety. Am I doing everything right as a mom? Like, this is my first time being a mother. Am I doing enough? Like, you know what I mean? That's a lot. The last thing a new mom is really worried about is if the father's family is seeing the baby enough, or if she's concerned about keeping the baby alive. That's a lot of pressure. So, and then oftentimes if a mother loses their child young, they often blame themselves. It's like men don't understand the amount of pressure women go through when they have a child. They only see it from their point of view. And that's it. So it's like one of those situations where just don't create dynamics like this, and then you can see your child whenever you want. You can be in the home. You can be with them for breakfast, lunch, and dinner if that's what you want to do. On the weekends, Monday through Friday, you can be there every freaking day when you create a better dynamic when you choose to have a child.
And he was saying that Halle wasn't allowing him to see their son Halo. So of course with fans pulling up these clips, they're feeling like these clips, especially this one, is proving how attached Halle is to Halo. So much so that she started to become so territorial that now she doesn't want DDG around Halo.
Imagine somebody telling you too attached to your child. A baby you carried for 9-10 months. Y'all sound crazy as hell. I'm sorry. Y'all sound crazy as hell. Y'all do. Y'all sound, somebody telling you too attached to your baby. That baby was growing in you for 9-10 months. You too attached. They had to cut an umbilical cord. You too damn attached. Y'all need to stop this. This is ridiculous.
Halo, and as we know, it recently came out that she was growing sole
Oh my
custody
God.
of Halo.
I love my baby so much. I need him with me in order to function, in order to be able to do the scenes and everything. So he's been out here with me majority of the time. But this week, and I go home on the weekends. But this week I had a lighter week, and I'm going home tomorrow. So I got here last night and I'm going home tomorrow. So I was like, let me try to test myself and see if I can be without him for a day and leave him, let him and his daddy have daddy and son time.
This is so normal, y'all. Like, this is so ridiculous. Y'all are villainizing a mother for being a mother. Only the black community does some weird shit like this for being a mother. And then a first-time mom. Because one thing I noticed about moms that done had like 2-3 kids, y'all be like, oh, y'all be so hands off. But a first-time mom, it's the opposite. It's so opposite. This is so normal to me. I'm sorry. This is so normal to me. This is normal. Y'all not having this one. No. Absolutely not. Now, if she had her third or fourth child and she was acting like this, I'm like, okay, all right. But a first time mom that's still trying to figure it out. And then she was like, let me see if I can test it out. She's trying to detach. So that tells me Halle is trying, but she's at war with herself because she's a new mom and she's struggling mentally and she has anxiety with being a new mom. So she's trying. It's not purposeful. But again, it's like, you got to go through it. You got to be a woman that experiences this for yourself to really understand what she's struggling with and what she's going through. But to just say she's just doing this for selfish reasons because she doesn't want her son to see her dad, that's a reach. That's a reach.
And you guys, I miss him so much. But everybody knows Mila's the best dad to him, but I miss him so much. Yesterday on the plane, I was crying.
Damn.
And I went to, the little airport stores. I bought a teddy bear. And I was like clutching it to my chest. I bought a Build-A-Bear and a blanket, and I was clutching it to my chest. Literally on the plane last night crying to not feel like miserable without him. I love him so much, guys. I don't know.
Those are all of the videos that I've seen resurfacing on Halle Bailey and DDG, red flags that we overlooked and some toxic traits that these two definitely had.
Okay, y'all. So what I concluded, and this is just me being fair, Halle is toxic, but it explains how she ended up in the relationship. Evil, I'm not getting evil, y'all. I think that's a reach. That is a big reach. Toxic, yeah. Yes, I can agree with that. Toxic, yeah. We can be on the same page with that. Evil, no. Do I think she's trying to keep Halo away from his dad? No, I just think that she is trying to wake DDG up to like stop with the online antics. Stop with sending your following or your fan base to come and harass me just because you don't get your way, and you're throwing a tantrum on social media because you didn't get your way. I think she's just trying to shake him up a little bit to get him to snap out of it. One thing that she also said in a text message was that it seems like he struggles with mental health issues, because she was saying, I hope everything gets better with you, or something like that in one of the text messages. I feel like they both need to grow up? Yeah. But again, this is my issue with the internet. When a woman comes out and she says, hey, I'm being abused, and then the first thing out of your mouth is, but you're not innocent. That's what I'm not liking. That's what it really is for me. Because clearly we see she's not innocent. That's how she ended up having a baby by this man. But it's like, hey, I'm being abused in this relationship, and the first thing you say is you're not innocent. You know what it kind of reminds me of? It reminds me of when you speak out because maybe like you're being touched by an adult, and you go and you tell like an adult, like your mother, your aunt, or someone like that, and then the first thing out of their mouth is, well, you wore that dress, or you wore that skirt. What? Huh? Like, that's how y'all sounding. And that's why I'm just like, dodging. Some of y'all may feel like I'm just taking up for Halle, but I'm just like, she came out and said that she was being abused. Why are we talking about how she's not innocent? And I have to ask, did someone do you like that when you spoke up and you spoke out about how someone was touching you, abusing you in some type of way, maybe even bullying you in some type of way, and then people responded and somewhat silenced you by saying, well, you did X, Y, and Z, or that skirt was too short, or you know what, you shouldn't have wore that dress. Did somebody do you like that? I'm really asking. Did someone do you like that? And that's why this is why I feel the way that I feel. It's not because I just want to take Halle's side and she's just innocent. No, when you end up in a toxic relationship, you have to understand as a woman when it comes to the part that you played. And to be honest, to me, Halle was an enabler. The same role that DDG's mom plays is the same role that Halle played in the relationship. Okay? But the abuse claims are enabler and abuser. Those like, come on now. So that's my issue. But let me go ahead and pull up some of the other stuff that y'all sent, because hold on, I wanted y'all to listen to this because this is crazy. Do y'all want me to react to this celebrity reader? Let me know. I know some of y'all not with it. If you're not with it, then I'll just save it for Patreon. Do y'all want me to react to this reader? Hold on, yes or no? Put a 1 in the chat for yes. Put a no in the chat for 2. Because I want to know what's going on behind the scenes. Oh, y'all just said yeah. I'm just interested, like, yeah. Okay, let's see.
And DDG. So, Halle Bailey has made accusations of abuse against DDG. I think she filed for a restraining order, which I believe she was granted, correct me if I'm wrong. And she's filing for sole custody of her child, Halo. The internet has been ablaze. I was sent a link to an X thread where a bunch of men, a lot of men, were saying that she was lying and she's making it up, and a lot of his fans were saying she's lying, and then her fans are saying they're crazy and they're horrible people. And it was a mess on X, Twitter. And so I'm gonna take a look at this and see what's going on, what's gonna happen, and we'll go from there. So remember, these readings are all alleged friend viewers only, and let's get started. If you guys like this, you can join the YouTube members. There's a link down below. You get exclusive content, exclusive celebrity readings you won't get anywhere else. I've done a ton already this month. You can win a reading from me. There's a Discord you have access to if you connect your accounts, and I'm in there all the time talking to you guys, so check it out. $5, $10, $15, and join button down below. All right, so let's see what happened between these two. I've been meaning to do a reading on these two for forever, and I kept telling my community to remind me, and then
Now listen, before we get into this, this is just a prediction. This is a prediction. So we'll have to see what happens, right? But it's just a prediction. He could be wrong. He could be right. It's just a prediction. So I'm going to need y'all to be in that mindset of prediction, not this is facts. Because I know some of y'all get confused with that. I've been feeling like I'm talking to people that are like special ed. No disrespect to special ed people, but I'm saying, like, sometimes I feel like y'all don't know the difference between facts and like someone just predicting the outcome of a situation. Okay. So, we're going to tread very lightly with what is said in this video. I do want to know if some things that I'm like sensing or I'm picking up when it comes to their energy could be true. We'll see. But let's get into it. Yes, it's sped up. Y'all let me know if it's too fast. Okay.
I forgot and they forgot. So, okay, so Holly, him, energy in between. What?
Okay, I'm gonna just have to put it over the cards, y'all, because I don't want to cover his face.
Okay, so Holly is the star reversed, which is a bit of embarrassment. That's also like falling off a pedestal and feeling like a lack of a lack of validation. She definitely felt isolated in this connection when they were together. She felt isolated, and she feels isolated. She feels like he's one way with other people and one way with her, especially with their kid. Now, he showed up as the Four of Cups, which is apathy and detachment, which to me tells me that he never really gave a fuck. Like, Four of Cups is like, I don't care. The Hierophant is commitment. So, to me, that's like the two of them thinking they were going to go all the way. That's why I was confused. I'm like, how the hell are you apathetic and she's feeling isolated, but y'all are both sitting there committed? Are they like religious or something? Anyways, the clarification for that is the Two of Cups and the King of Swords. The King of Swords is selfish, right? Think of it like a fuckboy, right? So the King of Swords is very selfish. I actually don't think he realizes that his behavior is not normal. Like, Two of Cups and King of Swords is someone that thinks that this is normal behavior. That. Like, this is him just being like, oh, it was just art.
Well, hell, we picked that up when we were seeing him out and he was with Jilly. That he doesn't seem like he knows that his behavior is not okay. Like, we seeing that for ourselves. So that's nothing new. It doesn't seem like he knows that what he's doing is toxic. He thinks like it's just okay. And the reason why I say this is because, hold on, let me switch gears here for a sec. Look at this. Let me see. And I think, I don't know when he posted this video. He posted this video 2 days ago. And then this was DDG on Snapchat.
A couple days after Halle Bailey has been granted a restraining order against DDG, plus the custody of their child Halo, he is just dancing on TikTok and talking about waking up alone, being 7 days celibate. Like, this is prime loser behavior. And not only that, but I saw some of the comments on his TikTok on Twitter. This being the top one on the dancing TikTok is insane loser behavior from 52.6 thousand people. If you didn't know, Halle did file for and get granted a restraining order because of DV that she experienced with DDG. And when she filed, she also filed proof of bruises, a chipped tooth that he gave her, and harassing text messages that they went back and forth with. I'm like not surprised, but like it's just so insane that he's just doing a little dance on TikTok after this like came out, and he's lost Halle and also his child, and he's like taking it like a joke. I don't know. Again, I'm not shocked by this. I just am always like, oh my god, it's so ridiculous. But then the people in the comments too is like the main reason I'm making this video. Like, it is so crazy to see that people are like discrediting everything Halle said in this filing, even though she like literally won and had proof and everything. It's just so sad to see.
Okay. So he was dancing on Snapchat, TikTok.
Arguments. I was just yelling and screaming. Oh, King of Swords like, oh yeah, I just have I just say some mean things sometimes. Yeah, I can be kind of selfish. It's like an immaturity. But he thinks that this is normal. Like, for him, his argument is this is normal, like, beef. Like, we're normal baby mama drama, basically. It's like what he's kind of feeling like it was.
And you know what's crazy? I see the same thing with Ruby Rose, because people keep bringing up Ruby Rose, but I honestly am very confused by her, because she not that long ago said that DDG was the best boyfriend that she ever had. But I also believe that the reason why she said that was because they have a similar mindset where the toxicity is normal. So of course she's going to say that. I think Ruby is also toxic, and I think that was probably one of the main reasons they were attracted to each other. So it's not shocking for her to come out and say something like that. And then he has that similar mindset, allegedly, that his behavior, nothing's wrong with it. Like, it's so normal, nothing's wrong with it. So that's interesting.
Yeah, I think he's always been this way. Not only with her, but with other people that he's been with. I think this is how the relationship has always been. Look at the Six of Swords reverse. The Six of Swords is like an unwillingness to change or no change. It's also the internet.
And it's crazy because I don't even think Ruby understands that she's a victim of abuse. Shockingly. What is her backstory? Like, what was her childhood like?
The internet does not know his full personality, which granted makes sense. But the Six of Pentacles is about accountability, and the Three of Cups is like jealousy, gossip, distrust, disloyalty. That's a paranoia and fear. It's a paranoia and fear of like people cheating on each other, accusations of cheating. It's also a feeling of like, oh, you're gonna get better, you're gonna get better, you're gonna get better. And then the Six of Pentacles. So I think that he's always been this way with her. I don't think this is something that was super shocking. I think it slowly amped up a little bit, but for the most part, he's always kind of been immature and kind of like a little bit, I don't know if I would use the word volatile, but unpredictable is exactly how I would put it. Immature.
So again, like, people were like saying earlier in this live that, oh, DDG, he was a representative. Halle fell in love with the representative. I'm like, what representative? Because he's been streaming, he's been vlogging for so long. I was like, what representative did Halle see where he was just like this, he was this clean cut, just amazing guy? I'm sorry, y'all. I think she was just attracted to that at first. And that's just me being honest. I think she was attracted to his toxicity. I think that's what that was. I don't think that this man magically just switched up on her. Y'all gotta be careful with that narrative that, oh, he just switched up on her. I'm not buying that. There was no representative. It's just she was infatuated and she found him to be attractive. So it is what it is. It is what it is. But representative, I'm not getting Oscar-worthy performance from that. I'm just getting, she was just infatuated.
What's interesting is, I'm just going to say this because I'm going to say it's pretty blunt, and I know I'm probably going to get backlash for this from his fans, but this is what I see. The Star being reversed is about like celebrity status. And the Six of Pentacles is about contracts, right? Consistency. And the Three of Cups is jealousy. The Six of Swords being like a lack of change. First of all, I think that he was forcing her to say no to certain things, or he was trying to sabotage certain things in her career. I do not think that he was happy that she was successful and that she was Ariel, the Little Mermaid. I don't think he was happy about that. I also think that there's a part of him, again, I think that he kind of persuaded her to say no to certain things. I also feel like he's going to use the fact that he did that against her, meaning Star being reversed is like, she's just mad because her career didn't pop off after Little Mermaid, when in reality he was partly an influence to that. I wouldn't say to blame, but I would say influenced.
What y'all think about that? What y'all think about that? Honestly, I was sensing that. I'm not gonna lie. But you know what? I also sensed this with Cardi B when she was with Offset. She was dimming her light because she wasn't trying to outshine her man. And I believe Halle was doing something similar. What do y'all think about that? Again, predictions. This is not facts. This is alleged. But with me saying that, it's believable. It's believable. I get the same thing with Cardi B too. It's believable. Yeah, he was influencing her.
To that. This girl should have chose her career before a man. And I know we all said that.
Oh my God.
I wish you would, but it's okay.
Oh my God.
He's gonna try and turn that around. Good.
Oh my God, wait a minute. Oh my God, y'all, I wasn't. Oh my God. I literally said that. Oh my goodness. Why are the girls never choosing their careers? Oh, because misogyny tells you not to. You got to choose the man. Don't choose the money. Don't choose your careers. Don't do that. You got to choose that man. Don't choose the money. Don't choose the man, even though the man would choose a career over your ass, and even though the man would choose the money over your ass, but you not supposed to. I'm sick, y'all. I'm so sick. Because I was feeling that way. Like, I was like, she need to get rid of him because she needs to focus on her career. This is your moment, sis. Like, that's how I felt. I was like, this is your moment. You need to ditch the man. You need to focus on your career. You could think about love. You're still young. Like, you could think about love later. Damn. This is all alleged. This is just a prediction.
Like, oh, she's just trying to start shit because her career didn't go the way she wanted it to, or she's not as popping as she wanted to, or all she had was Little Mermaid, and now what has she done? It's exactly what he's going to do. He's going to pin this all on career.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Look at that Page of Swords reverse. She's trying to take me down because, you know, especially if it starts getting out that, like, she didn't do certain things for him or whatever. He's going to be like, oh, she's trying to take me down. He's just going to play the victim. He's going to be like, yeah, she's trying to take down my career. She wants to ruin my career because she's mad that she didn't do this or that she got pregnant or whatever. He's going to blame it all on her. He's just going to point the finger at her. Look at that Emperor. It's like dominance and control. And I'm going to be honest with you. I find it very hard to believe. I can't believe this, but actually can kind of believe it with what's going on in the world. It's going to be very hard for her. Oh, I hate this for her. So, he's going to have a lot of people on his side. Period.
Oh,
the
yeah.
The Fool's reversed. The Eight of Swords, like a victim of circumstance or feeling trapped or pressured. And then the Four of Pentacles about having to put so much time in. Because she tried so hard to make things work and to be better and to work on things. Not only for herself, but for the child, it's just going to be weaponized against her. Her kindness is going to be weaponized against her. And I think that he's going to play victim. I think that he's going to get a lot of people supporting him. And I'd be shocked if his career was majorly affected. Sucks to see that, but it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, slightly damaged, but I don't know. Because the thing is that I don't think Halle wants to destroy him. I think she just wants what's right. She's too kind. He got very lucky with this one. Now, the Wheel of Fortune is upright. The sun is...
And then people are saying she's evil. This is crazy. This is why I tell y'all that you can't play fair and play nice with people who are not trying to play fair and play nice with you. Remember I said that? Remember when I told y'all with the black woman statue, I said black women, like, people are not trying to play fair with you. Your honorable nature is being weaponized against you. You got to know when your honorable nature is being weaponized against you. You got to know when your kindness is being weaponized against you. You got to know when your fairness is being weaponized against you. You got to know when that's happening. And then people are taking advantage of you in the process. People are not trying to play fair with black women, but black women are trying to play fair with them. Why? That's why. Like, literally, no one in the world is trying to play fair with you. No one. No one. Hell, you got to question your own family sometimes. No one's trying to play fair with you. So you're trying to carry how honorable you are and how nice you are and how kind you are. And it's like, ain't nobody care about that but you. Everybody else is like, listen, I'm going to get what I came for. I'm going to get what's mine. And I don't care nothing about what you got going on. And you know what? Since you want to be so honorable, since you want to be so kind, I'll take that and that and that and that. So I keep trying to tell y'all, but you know what's really keeping black women losing? And I keep telling y'all this. You're focused on how the world should be. And everyone else is playing the game according to how the world is. And you're still trying to fight the fight to change the world. The world is literally moving backwards as we speak. So either you're going to get it together and you're just going to be like, all right, I'm going to play the game according to how other people are playing the game. And I'm going to just focus on myself and I'm going to just worry about myself. We're getting there, though. Like, I don't want you to think that we're not. I just need y'all to just snap out of it already. Just snap out of it. The world is not going to turn into the world that you thought it would be. It's not. Not in your lifetime. And you know what? I'm getting to a point where I don't think it ever was meant to turn into this thing where it's like, oh, we're going to live in harmony and everyone is going to be singing Kumbaya and we're going to all hold hands. They don't want to hold hands with us. I keep trying to tell y'all that. They don't want to hold hands with us. They don't. They don't. That's the reality. So listen, once somebody show you their true colors, you just need to go ahead and you just need to do you. That nice stuff. That's why you see black women going through villain eras. You think villain eras is for no reason? Absolutely not. And then when you look into these villains, like Marvel and everything, they were bullied. They were pushed to the edge. They were literally at their wits' end. They were told that they would be nothing. No one would want them. Like, I was watching Snow White and the Queen. She was the villain, right? But she was told that she wasn't the fairest of them all and that she wasn't all that beautiful. That's how she ended up being the villain. So, hey, I'm going to need y'all to wake up. And Halle, damn. Like, I'm just like, damn, Halle, damn. And this is another thing too, ladies. When you're out here living your best life because you grown, not everyone's hating on your situation. Some people are being so real with you. Some people are being so real with you. I hate this for her. But at the same time, this is what she signed up for. So that's when I separate myself. I hope she learns from this. But man, she about to go through it, y'all. She about to go through it with this man.
Reverse and the lover's card is reverse. I'm telling you right now, for her, she's just solely looking at this as like, I just want custody. Like, I don't want to go back and forth with you. I think what she's doing is, I think her team is building a case to scare him so that he'll like fall in line so that things don't come out.
Damn.
He's going to fight it at first, but I think his legal team will probably eventually tell him like, just give in. But he is going to fight it at first. I don't know if I feel like the majority of the public are going to be on her side, just because I feel like his fan base is pretty strong and I think they're going to support him, which is whatever. I mean, I'm not particularly happy about that, but...
And the majority of his fan base are kids. The majority of the fan base is kids. They're children. Have y'all noticed that? There are a lot of kids. So then it's like they don't know no better. It's crazy.
But I gotta be unbiased, and that's what I do see. Lover's card and the sun, again, they're just gonna say that, like, they're just gonna say that, like, I can't believe this. They're just gonna say, like, oh, they're just mad about career, or she just wanted money, or she wanted attention, or whatever. Like, bro, in his mind, he thinks that she's, like, the cloud chaser. I just spit, I'm sorry, but, like, I can't. How? How you think that? Who the fuck are you, bro? She was the Little Mermaid. Like, what? Whatever. I mean, I know he's got a fan base. I'm not saying he's completely irrelevant, but you know what I mean? Girl, the ego.
Do y'all feel like she deserves full custody? Do y'all feel like she deserves sole custody? Y'all let me know. Honestly, I do. I like the abuse claims, if they are true, which I believe they are. If you can't keep your hands off the woman you had a child with, then you don't deserve full custody of that child. That's how I see things. Because there's no median. If you're putting your hands on the woman, then at that point, because you have no self-control, you're not going to get full custody. So I believe that she does deserve full custody for that reason alone. Because how are they supposed to co-parent if he can't keep his hands to himself? That's crazy. I want to see what this Ring door camera, I want to see what that looks like. And then apparently the family knew that he put his hands on her, and she went crying to them about it, thinking that they were going to like talk to him about it. So we'll see. But I'm like, if you can't keep your hands to yourself, and I was raised, my mother told me, you keep your hands to yourself. You don't provoke a man to put his hands on you, and you don't put your hands on a man. That's how she raised me. And then she said, a man is not supposed to put his hands on you. That's how she raised me. She had 2 boys and 1 girl. She told me not to put my hands on a man. She told me not to provoke a man to put his hands on me, and that a man is to never put his hands on me. That's how she raised me. So, this I'm seeing comments from people that's like, oh, he just manhandled her. He's not supposed to be manhandling a woman.
Empress is upright, Page of Cups is reversed, and 9 of Cups. You know, who's the Empress? It's not her. Mom energy? Is it his mom? I saw something about his mom, but I'm gonna be honest, I didn't really read it. Something about her. She was talking shit about Holly, right? Page of Cups reversed, 9 of Cups. Yeah, she had never liked Holly. Yeah, that's what that is. She never liked her. The Tower's reversed, the Strength card, and 8 of Cups. She was convinced that Holly was like a honeypot, or she was trying to do something with him. Bro, I don't know why they be thinking he's the shit. I'm not saying he's like irrelevant, y'all. Don't come for me. But what I'm saying is like they're really acting, him, his mom, they're really acting like he's like that girl. And she's not that girl. I'm confused. The amount of downplaying of her success that I'm seeing in this reading is crazy to me. This woman was literally Ariel. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? She was a Little Mermaid. Like, how the hell are you down? They're literally downplaying her success. Bitch, I want to see the bank accounts.
Y'all, is this where spiritual people? I need y'all to come to the front. Is this destiny swapping? This a real? I'm being so for real right now. Is this destiny swapping? Comment down below. Comment, chat with me. Is this destiny swapping?
How are you downplaying her success? They're literally going to focus on clout and money and status. Meanwhile, I feel like he was the one trying to influence her to not be the star. And you know what's funny? I don't even know if I feel like he was mad that she was successful. I think I see it more as him being like, what do they see in you because you're not that great? Does that make sense? It's not about her making money and being successful. And the way he's feeling is kind of like, really? You got chosen for that? You just got lucky. That's what it is. He's just like, you just got lucky. You got one good lucky roll. That's it. That's what it is. Like, he doesn't feel like she's got it like that. Like, he doesn't feel like she's, not that he thinks she's completely untalented, but he's just like, you're not all that, girl. You got one good luck break. One lucky break. That's it. Like, that's the vibe. Like, what is this? What is this? Where's this ego coming from? Like, I'm confused. His ego is through the roof. I'm really confused. But anyways, in terms of what was going on between them and the allegations of abuse, I'm going to circle it back to that.
It's something, y'all.
He just knows how to position himself in a way in which he has the upper hand, whether that be, you know, it's at his house, his mom is doing this, or, you know, he got more people on his side than she does, or they're in a room together and there's more people that are backing him up than her. Like, he's always making sure that he has position of advantage.
And the reason why I'm saying this is because ever since she got with DDG, like, her career has been on the decline and his career has been on the incline. It's just something I'm noticing. So is it energy harvesting? Is it destiny swapping? Is that what we're witnessing with this?
Advantage, home field advantage. That's kind of what I'm seeing. It's like, I'm going to make sure that we're hanging out with mostly people who got my back, or we're going to do things on my turf. Like, very territorial, and very smart and calculated, in which he's always going to make sure that he's protected.
This is crazy.
And the way he sees it, he doesn't see it as abuse. He sees it as things were getting heated. We were just arguing, and I feel like maybe, I don't know. I mean, sometimes people grow up in that and they don't realize it. I'm not sure what his case is, but all I can say is the Nine of Wands reverse, which just means he feels like, oh, you're being dramatic about walking on eggshells. We were just arguing. Like, for him, it's just normal. That's exactly part of love. Ace of Cups, that's his way of feeling like that's a part of love. Arguing is a part of love, and I'm just like...
That's crazy.
What? See, there's the fighting. He also feels like she's blowing it up out of proportion about how often it was. He's like, oh, well, there was only 1 or 2 really bad incidents, but it wasn't that bad. And then he's...
Now listen, that's believable. That's believable. This is all alleged. But y'all remember this? Hold on. Y'all remember this?
I did see that you were accused of being abusive.
Where you see that?
Not so Ruby Rose put, like they said she had like bruises on her arm.
Yeah, nah, that was some. That wasn't that.
Okay, so that was.
Yeah, that's some shit that wasn't that.
Crazy.
It's also just like, think about all the times that you kept nagging at me and it made me explode. Like, I don't think he gets it. So like, the problem with something like this is that he don't get it. So he's not gonna get it. And there's not enough people around him to show him.
Oh, we know.
That behavior is not okay.
We know.
So I don't know. I don't think there's gonna be a wake up call, but maybe it will be. I don't know how you see that as normal, but again, everyone has different upbringings. So I don't know, but I feel for Holly. Do I think she's lying? No. She's not lying. I don't think she's lying. I really don't. In fact, I think she's withholding a lot of things because she knows that there's a baby involved and she don't want the baby to eventually see it and she want to ruin the connection with the baby and the father. She is withholding a lot. Queen of Swords reverse, Chariot reverse, and Hermit. That's about her being like, I ain't letting all the skeletons out of the cage. Like I said, she's trying to scare him into submission. That way she don't have to do that because she don't want to. It's like a game of chicken. And the Queen of Swords reverse too, which tells me like, I mean, I don't think she just stood there and took it. Obviously, she was going to defend herself sometimes. But when Queen of Swords reverse, it tells me, if anything, she's the type to shut down. Like, Queen of Swords, like, I'm going to try to shut down and alienate myself and separate myself. And sometimes in the healing woman, I think she might shut down. So it's not that she never defended herself. I just think for her, probably used to having to de-escalate situations in her life when she was growing up. I see her a little bit more fearful, like a trauma response, almost like...
And people were saying that she grew up in an abusive household. That her dad was abusive, allegedly. I don't know. I've been seeing it, but I haven't seen it confirmed or denied, really. But when you grow up in an abusive household like that, like shutting down and isolating yourself is typically what I see commonly in people who grow up in abusive households. So I don't know.
Freeze, if that makes sense. So I'm not saying she never defended herself where it'll come from. All I'm saying is like, I don't think that was her initial, like, I don't think that's her initial trauma response. If anything, I think she's the type of person to isolate herself. And then I see him getting infuriated, like, oh, you're always playing victim, when really she's just isolating herself from a terrible experience. She shuts down, he gets more angry. He's angry, she continues to shut down and pull back further. She isolates. Maybe she says something that he doesn't like, and then he goes...
And that gives the push and pull of the narc and empath journey, if you know anything about that. The push and pull, the runner-chaser dynamic, it kind of sounds very similar.
Into more of a rage. Like, it just seems like the two of them don't have the same communication skills. They don't mesh. I don't know. I mean, I guess that's the most unbiased I can be. I'm trying to be fair here. But do I think she's lying? No, girl. No, I don't. I'm sorry, I don't. I think he's a bit oblivious about his behavior. That's why I think that he's convinced that she's lying, because he thinks this is normal. That's my opinion, allegedly, for take personally. I'm gonna leave it there. Don't need to remember to be like that. Until next time, good luck.
Interesting. So what y'all think about that? It's alleged. It's all alleged, you know, but when it comes to some of the things that I was suspecting, when it comes to their relationship, he did hit on a lot of points. The mother is someone I'm gonna be like, Halle needs to watch out for the mom. She seems heavily involved, and she seems like she's heavily influencing him, but she's doing it from an enabling perspective or influence, not in a I'm here to do what's right and I'm here to be fair. So I hope Halle does not trust the mother. Honestly, I wouldn't trust his family. When you're dealing with a narc, you cannot trust their family, like at all. At all. And then especially with situations like this, like say he's not a narc at all, right? Say he's just not a narc. You still wouldn't want to trust his family because, again, he's the breadwinner. And if he's not doing well, they are not doing well. I cannot stress that enough. The boy moms, they not beating the allegations. Oh my God. The boy moms, and y'all know what I'm talking about. Not all boy moms, but you know what I'm talking about. Okay. But damn, they not beating the allegations with that. Okay. Was there anything else? Okay, I did want to pull up this. Let's see, because y'all, like, how did I forget about this? I forgot that I did a video a year ago on a nail tech situation. So let me pull that up because I forgot about this.
An accident of the Perfect Nail Salon.
I forgot what happened.
My name is Layla and I am owner of the Perfect Nail Salon. Today we had an accident. We had a call and client who was loyal, and she was a couple times already at our salon and she was totally happy. That's why she was coming back, and she offered to so many of her friends to our place. And we know that people, like, it's not random people came. They came and they said from who they coming from, which is thank you so much. We trying to be the best at the market. Anyways, she made appointment today at 3 p.m. for her and her sister. Later, she called me back and she said, like, unfortunately, they can't be on time, and she wanted to reschedule 30 minutes late, which I said, I'm sorry, we are fully booked today, and we can't take you if you're gonna be, and we can't take you if you're gonna be 30 minutes late. Then she said, okay. She came 15 minutes late, which is normal, and I said, yes, 10-15 minutes, you can be late, but not more. Like, she came 15 minutes. We started doing her manicure because she had mani and pedicure same like services. Then we switched her to pedicure, and then I asked, where's your sister, because it was already 20 minutes, and I said, like, unfortunately it's already a long time, so we can't take her because we have next appointment in 40 minutes. And she said, no, she's already coming and she's parking. At the end of the day, she was late 35 minutes, and of course, like I said, like, I'm really sorry. Like, I know you're a loyal client, it's not your first time you're coming, but unfortunately we can't take her because in 25 minutes we have next appointment. And of course she said, like, your next client can wait. I said, like, it's really disrespectful to have a client who is coming on time and ask her to sit and wait her appointment, which is supposed to start at 00, just because previous client was late and we take her. Even when you book online, there is a policy, it's 15 minutes. She was late 35 minutes. It's really disrespectful. We're not working like that. We respect all our clients, and we always ask to be people on time. She told me in advance that she's gonna be late, but it was only 15 minutes, not 35. Now,
okay, so she gave her a grace period of 15 minutes, which most businesses do. It's a grace period, but anything beyond that grace period, they can refuse service after that, especially if they are a salon that's based on scheduling. That would just mess up the rest of their day. So she can refuse the service.
the short story why I'm doing this video, because I'm not 35. Now, the short story why I'm doing this video, because I'm pregnant, I'm 8 months pregnancy, and this is supposed to be my last week that I'm working because it's getting so hard, it's so stressful. And today, after this situation, when she basically, she almost argued with me that why I can't accept her sister, and I explained, which is normal, but she didn't understand it. And then she said, okay, we are leaving. I said, I'm so sorry, but we can't. We still can continue your service, but not for your sister. Which she said, no need, and she just left. of course, like in my experience, like there is nothing, how to explain, like there is nothing dramatic, there is nothing bad, like we wasn't rude, it just refused the service to client who was late 35 minutes. And what's happened? Evening, I am at home, just came from work, and randomly I started to see that on my Yelp page.
Can somebody refresh my memory? So which sister was this that was having this interaction with the owner? Was it Chloe or was it Halle? That's what I want to know. I know she seems so out of breath, y'all. Whew. Like she about to pop. She only 8 months. See, people keep saying Halle and then somebody said Chloe. People, okay. Y'all giving me mixed responses. I thought it was Chloe, but then somehow Halle got involved or something like that. Oh, Halle came to the internet. Okay, Halle came to the internet, but it was Chloe that was going through all of this. Or it was Halle, but Chloe was late. It seemed like none of y'all, it seemed like we don't know. So it was Halle that was at the nail salon, and Chloe was the one that was running late. No, one of the sisters were there, and she was trying to hold her sister's spot. So who was at the nail salon holding the spot? That's what I want to know. So it was Halle that was trying to hold the spot. Okay. Halle was already there. Chloe was running late. Okay. That makes more sense. Okay.
Every second I get 1-star reviews, and I get so bad reviews where people saying like, burn in hell, we are racist, we are very bad, we kicked out someone, like, which is like, okay, I understand. But when I see that people texting me that, like, then I understood that it's all about this person. She posted on popular Instagram pages. She made a video on Snapchat where she was telling half of the stories wasn't true, but somebody for her posted on Instagram, where's the page almost 2 million. They posted like, go to this business page and write 1-star reviews, which is okay, but they texting me so bad. Now I get non-stop phone calls from like different states. Like first I didn't know what's happening. I started to pick up the phone and people were saying racist, burn on hell, kill yourself.
Oh my God.
I'm sorry, fuck your business. Like, and I got non-stop these calls, non-stop reviews. Like they banned all my business pages. Now, like they banned all my business pages. Now I'm really scared just to go back to work tomorrow in the morning because I'm pregnant and you don't know what's gonna happen. You know, what if I'm gonna go to my work and random people, because you never know. She's a popular person and how many thousands people now texting me, calling me. What I'm gonna do? Like, I'm just scared. I'm just really scared. Like, just because you...
Yeah, I was about to say that, y'all. Okay, so Halle was the one... Okay, so what I'm getting... Halle had entitlement. That's a fact. She had entitlement, and she felt like because she was a loyal customer and a celebrity that brings back more business to her, she felt entitled that, oh, you should be able to let my sister come in late, even if it is 30 minutes has passed the 15-minute grace period. So that's the entitlement that I can say Halle carried. But I don't believe Halle took this to social media. I thought it was DDG that tweeted something and posted the stuff to social media. And so that's how this lady ended up getting all of that hate. That's what I thought. In that order. That DDG was the one that put the business on blast. And I think Halle was just complaining to DDG about it. But it still looks bad on Halle's part because she was coming across entitled. That's what I'm getting from this.
Celebrity, you have million followers. You posting about it's okay if you post about the situation, but you posted our pages where it's all information about our business, about location, about our phone. And this is not just business phone, it's my personal phone. And like I can't sleep because phone calls coming non-stop. People texting bad reviews. They comment on all my Instagrams, they commented very bad stuff. Like, I'm really scared. And just because you're famous, where's the...
They both did?
Like, where's the... How to say that? Like I'm really scared. I'm really scared about me and my baby. And it's not my first day at this business. And we never had complaints about that. Like, we never were racist. We never were so rude with clients. Like, this is our business. We can't be bad with our clients. But just because we couldn't accept the client who was late 35 minutes, who disrespect us and didn't want to understand us, that we can't take her because we have next client, and didn't want to understand us that we can't take her because we have next client, they turn my life, my business into the...
That's a mess. Okay, wait. Okay, so DDG was wrong because he actually put the story out here. But I think, okay. I remember. I'm starting to remember now. So what happened was Halle posted about it. Like, she did like a story time about it, but she never gave out the woman's business. She never posted about the business at all. DDG is the one that took it further and posted the woman's business information. And that's how she ended up getting those death threats and things like that. But Halle was on her Snapchat story telling the story time about her experience at the nail salon. And according to her story time, the lady is saying that she didn't tell the full truth, or she didn't tell the whole story, and that her sister was running 30 minutes late, not 15 minutes late. And then upon that issue, she decided to just not service her that day. That's what it sounds like. So again, to me, this comes across as entitled and as an enabler, which again, it doesn't come down to evil, but it does come down to toxic. So I wouldn't say that this is evil, but I would definitely say this is toxic. Now let me look at the other one. Let's see, because there was another situation where it was something about a jacket. Now, I did not talk about this. I didn't even look into this. So let me see if I could find it. See what happened.
Story time on a very famous rapper who tried to ruin my career and ruin my life. I worked at a department store, men's designer specifically, and I was commission based. I was working one day when a man approached me asking for help picking out a jacket for his music video. He was very nice. We ended up picking him a green Bottega jacket, the most beautiful jacket I've ever seen. It was about $6,000. He bought it, he left. My coworker came up to me and was like, "Do you know who that is?" I said no. They showed me his Instagram and I ended up following him. He had a lot of followers. I'm like, this is gonna be cool. He's shooting a music video on this. I would love to see that. It's great. So he ends up shooting the video. The jacket looked amazing. The video was cool. Good song. Good energy. Yeah, awesome. Well, not awesome. A week later, I see him walk in with his girlfriend, baby mama now. She was starring in a very big, well-known Disney movie at the time, so she was very popular at this time. Well, they wanted to return the jacket. I had to tell them, no, you cannot do that. It was not fun. We ended up going back and forth over this, and I had to tell him 3 reasons I could not return this jacket. The first reason was it was smelling like cologne, very strong cologne scent. The second reason, it smelled a lot like smoke, and neither of these reasons were good enough for either of them. They were going back and forth. I told them that it's worn. The third reason, it was worn. He looked at me and he said, "You cannot prove that." And I said, "Actually, I can." And I pulled out my phone, pulled out the video, and I said, "This you?"
Shut up, y'all.
He was speechless, and his girlfriend did not like that. She said, "This is extremely unprofessional. This is something that you do to all of your clients." Like, just very, very livid. And I explained to her, you guys are public figures, very well known. He told me he was shooting a music video. This is a public video posted on YouTube. Yes, I saw it. Yes, I pulled it up because I am commission based. I know it was worn. I cannot take back this jacket. It is a $6,000 jacket. It is against our return policy. I am not able to accept this. I could get in trouble. I'm very sorry. Explained it to her many times, explained it to him. It was just getting very heated. It created a scene. 3 of my coworkers started coming, trying to defend me. It was not going down. It was getting worse and worse. My manager stepped in, helping me, and I actually said, "I'm going to remove myself. I did not feel comfortable anymore." It was not heading into any direction that I wanted to be a part of. So my assistant manager stood there and I told him, "I'm going to remove myself. If my assistant manager would like to return this, he's absolutely welcome to." I personally cannot take back this return because I can get in trouble. It's a very expensive jacket. It's worn. It smells worn. I can't. I am so sorry, but this is policy. They ended up leaving. My manager said no, he had my back. They went to different departments, tried to return it. It was denied all over the store. They ended up winning. It sucks, but they went to a different location and returned it. It's fine. I expected it to be returned, just not by me. I didn't care because I did not want to get in trouble. I did not want to take the heat for that. It's a big no-no to return designer stuff. I guess that wasn't enough for him because he took to his social media to post the receipt of this jacket. And with the receipt, he wrote a very crazy message. With this receipt, it showed my first name, the first initial of my last name, where I worked, the address of where I worked, and the department. And in that photo, he said my first name,
that's
all
crazy.
of that information, and said I was racist, and I called him the N-word with a hard R. I did not do this. I had 3 coworkers there, 2 of which were black, my assistant manager, and if I had done this, I would have been immediately fired. I worked a year after that. The store manager ended up apologizing to me for what he put me through. It created a month of harassment. 1 month of his fan base, to his millions of followers, going to social media, to Yelp, to Instagram, to TikTok, calling me racist. They started showing up at the store in groups looking for me. It was very scary. They started calling the phones, and if I answered, I was being cussed at, yelled at, threatened as we walked to my car when I left, because like the groups would be kicked out and they'd still be waiting. They found my social media, and it did not die down for a month, and maybe over a month. It was very damaging, and I thought it was insane behavior because you were abusing your platform to try and ruin somebody's life who is just doing their job. I thought that was the craziest, most erratic thing in the entire world. It turns out that they ended up doing this to somebody else. The girlfriend's sister and him, the rapper, ended up going to a nail salon and doing something very similar and calling this lady racist.
Oh my God, y'all, that fire the smoke detector in the back, please get that fixed. That is so annoying. I'm actually speechless. I'm not even gonna lie, y'all. I'm actually speechless just hearing this story. Halle, you was out here doing that? And then could you imagine returning the jacket and it smelled like smoke, marijuana? And you know marijuana loud. It's loud as hell. What I will say so far, is partially with everything that's going on with Halle, outside of the abuse claims, she done brought some of this stuff on herself. Seriously, like the mass harassment. Well, your boyfriend at the time was posting stuff to Twitter X regarding that nail salon lady was sending her death threats, and now you're on the receiving end of that. Gotta keep it real, right? So the energy you was okay with, now it's coming back onto you, and you like, what was the other thing? This jacket situation is just, sis, his entitlement, your entitlement. This is why I be telling the girls, when you be in a toxic relationship, yeah, the karma is karmaing, right? It is doing some things. It got me like, So this is what you was out here doing? Ooh-wee. I still don't want to blame her for the abuse. That's not what I'm doing. I'm saying 2 separate things, right? Again, back to what I was saying. You are responsible for your own behavior. So when it comes to this situation, Halle is not responsible for DDG putting his hands on her. But Halle is responsible for how she enabled the things that he was out here doing that were just toxic. And she stood by him. And now she's on the receiving end of that. That is a hard lesson to learn, y'all. And then, to be honest, after this jacket situation, Evil, y'all let me know. Do y'all think the jacket situation makes her evil? Comment down below. I feel so mixedly about it. I'm on the fence. I ain't even gonna lie, because I'm like, that is pretty evil for you to do this to this girl, and she's just doing her job. Because I'm looking up the definition evil, and I'm just like, I like trash better than evil. Evil to me is like wicked. Trash, I can get with trash. Evil though, really? Y'all think she evil? Y'all let me know. Comment down below. I'm kind of like, I don't know. This do make me look at her a little differently though. I ain't gonna lie. It do. Because I'm like, really? So you was doing all of that? And I don't like it when public service providers are treated poorly. Like, I don't, especially from people that have like a higher class level and they feel like they can just treat public service people just any type of way. That's nasty. And that says a lot about your character. And that's why I'm kind of looking at her like, I don't like that. I don't like that. This jacket thing, which I didn't even look into, this jacket thing, okay. I can see where y'all coming from. I can see it. Evil though, I wouldn't say evil. Trash behavior, mean-spirited, I can see that. Evil, I'm not really getting evil, but trash, mean-spirited, yes. Very rude. And again, entitlement. It's the entitlement. I don't like that. I don't like entitlement behavior, especially when it comes from celebrities, influencers. It's just disgusting to me. I don't like that. So, mean girl energy. Yeah. And then it seems like they were trying to bully her based off of the status that they carry. I'm not feeling it, y'all. I'm not feeling it.
But she ended up telling her side of the story, and they were called out for it very publicly. I can't get over this because they came in with an AP watch, Disney money, fighting me, wanting to return a jacket. I am just doing my job. I cannot take this jacket back. Like, it's my job, and you're trying to ruin my life and say very damaging, real accusations for what? Over a jacket you ended up winning. Like, why are you trying to ruin my life, my career? Like, that's sick behavior. That is crazy, and I think it's crazy that...
Ooh, Halle. Girl, you tried to ruin this girl's career? Ooh wee. Listen, I believe in duality. Okay? I believe in duality. And I also am a big believer in being multidimensional. So that means, because I believe in duality, I can hold two perspectives regarding one situation. I'm also multidimensional, meaning I can see things from 5 different perspectives. And when it comes down to this, it seemed like there's like this dual energy with the karma. It does. It seems like there's some dual energy going on right now with the karma. Because Halle, you were on the opposing side, and now you're on the receiving side, and it's just like, this is the energy that you was out here putting out. And if you weren't out here putting it out, you were out here supporting the energy that DDG, the behavior that he was doing. And so now that you're on the receiving end, ooh, yeah. So I can see why people are saying what they're saying. I can see why. This is definitely you reaping what you sow. Seriously. Because the very thing that you were doing, which was trying to ruin this girl's career, that's what he's trying to do to you right now. And it's just like, well, if you thought it was okay when this service provider's career was being ruined, how are we supposed to feel when it comes to him trying to ruin your career? So you know what I'm going to do, y'all? I'm about to remove myself. Because listen, one thing you're not about to do is make me a fool. We just going to have to see all of this play out. But the abuse, I don't think she's lying about that. Even with her supporting his toxic behavior and things, it still does not warrant for a woman to experience abuse or for a man to put his hands on a woman. Y'all need to learn how to keep y'all hands to yourselves. And if you don't know how to manage your anger, then you need to go to anger management. I had to do anger management. You need to go to anger management. Exactly. Victims do not have to be perfect. They don't. But I will say the drama that is in her life, she listen, the energy she was putting out, it just came back to her. I feel like evil is a very strong word, and that's why I just can't really rock with it. Trash behavior, yes. Victims do not have to be perfect. They don't, y'all. And I wish y'all would stop trying to make it seem like victims have to be perfect. They don't. They can be just a mess and still be a victim. Okay? So let's make that known, because at that point, if you think that victims should be perfect, then you're a victim blamer. And that's not good. Okay? But it's crazy how the energy has flipped, and now all the toxicity stuff that he was doing towards other people, now she's on the receiving end of that. So it's really sad. And yeah, no one is perfect. I think what people want to see, I think people want to see Halle take some accountability when it comes to this relationship. And I would have to agree with that, because she was okaying a lot of stuff, and now it's just, yeah, she's gotten ahead of herself. So I think people just want to see her take some accountability for some of the things that she was allowing when she was dating this man, and some of the things that she was overlooking when she was dating this man, and some of the things that she was enabling when she was dating this man. And for that, I can agree with y'all on that. But evil is just such a strong word, y'all. Like evil, I can't say evil, but I can say toxic, mean-spirited. Ooh, it gives Mammy a little bit, because it seemed like whenever DDG couldn't get control or get his way, she would like turn her battery on in her back, and she would be like, my man said, that's what it's given. And now she's on the receiving end of that, because now she got to deal with his mama. This is a mess. This is a mess. That's why, listen, the girls that be pick-me's and mammies, y'all gonna stay losing in this life. Y'all are. Y'all gonna stay losing in this life. And the reason is because when you are a mammy, you serve men. When you are a pick-me, you serve men. And then men serve themselves. That's why you gonna stay losing. When you are a mammy, you serve man. When you're a pick-me, you serve man. And men serve themselves. That's why y'all stay losing, okay?
That he has such a big platform to this day that he's able to do that, and that they will probably do this again. Yeah, so that was a fun time in my life. I'm fine. Working in a department store, it was never a dull moment. Yeah.
So as you guys can see, DDG came in one way and then he came back another way. And we have to insert Halle Bailey, his then girlfriend. Now, there have been a lot of things that come out about Halle where I think people dislike Halle. They don't dislike Halle, but they dislike her association. Or maybe Halle is like an undercover mean girl. I don't know the girl in real life. But it does come off that they have an entitlement. That's what it is. A lot of people love to pull the do you know who I am card, or I'm supposed to have this or that because I am this, famous person. But then when people actually start to hold them accountable for their celebrity or their popularity, or, in this case, you guys have the money to spend on the jacket, why are you returning it even though you wore it, keep the jacket? Now it's, well, do you do this to everybody? And you're probably only doing this because I'm famous. No, she's doing this because she has evidence due to the fact that you're a public figure and DDG wore the jacket. That's why I think he's dumb, because why would you wear the jacket publicly and then go back thinking that this girl had no clue about you? And she really didn't. Somebody put her onto you, and that's how she was able to disprove her case. So she does have a part 2 to this. Let's check that out as well.
Hello everybody, so I am coming here to make a part 2, providing more context. Very quickly, I am so sorry for my smoke detector. I know it is annoying, I live alone, I don't know how to change it. Somebody explained how to change it in the comments, and I will work on changing it, but for now,
you could have unplugged it.
As soon as possible. Secondly, I do want to address that I don't appreciate the comments that I am receiving that are racist, and they are not okay. They are wrong on so many levels, despite what happened, despite who they are. Racism is not okay, and I will delete any comments that are leading to that. Like, it's wrong. So I will provide more context. At my department store that I worked at, celebrities and stylists and influencers pulling product, buying product for events, for videos, for movies, was not uncommon.
Listen, because the men are fighting in the comments, y'all. They duking it out in the comments. Okay, y'all are trying to say that Halle is evil. If Halle is evil, then so is DDG. So these are two evil people that got together, created a baby named Halo, which is so interesting. So what are you saying? Because if you saying Halle evil, then DDG is too, because they were all a part of this on both the salon, the jacket situation. So this whole black men versus black women, and to be honest, then that means they're both evil then. Okay? Seriously. So this whole black man versus black woman thing, you know what? Us regular average people that got bills and kids, we just need them to just work it out. Okay? We just need them to work it out. And we need to go back to minding our business, because clearly we don't know these people like that. That's what I'm getting from all of this. But my thing is, it's like the men are taking DDG's side, and then the women are taking Halle's side. And then, in my opinion, though, like honestly, I'm gonna just take the baby side. After this video, I'm just a representative for Halo. I can't vouch for grown people, but the baby innocent. The baby innocent. So I'm gonna just have to go with Halo at this point. Team Halo. Put Team Halo in the comment section. Tell your parents to get it together because this is a mess. This is a mess. Team Halo. I am against the abuser though. Like 1,000%. I'm against the abuser. Like seriously, I can't get over the abuse, y'all. Like that's what it is for me. It's like y'all want me to just look over the abuse. I'm not looking over the abuse. Men need to learn to not put their hands on women. Keep your hands to yourself. There's no such thing as manhandling a woman. That's abuse. There's no such thing as just manhandling. There's no such thing. Okay? But toxicity, I do. I see it on both sides. I do. Okay? I do. At first I did not, but now I do. And when it comes down to toxicity being on both sides, I'm gonna just have to just exit. Stage left. Halo, I hope your parents get it together. I hope they do. I hope they get it together. And I hope your mother learns from this because she enabled a lot of the bullshit. She did.
Common. It was actually a very big deal, and I still work in a luxury retail environment, and it is still a big issue. It happens all the time. Anybody can tell you this who works in retail. It is frustrating because I stress that I am commission-based for a reason. We put in so much time, energy, effort into this, all for it to be worn and returned. All of that was for absolutely nothing, and it is not fair. It is wrong, especially because my department store had a studio department. They were able to go through the studio and pull all of this, not waste our selling time, and they had different policies, procedures. They were able to do it through them. We made clients and customers all aware of this, but many people would avoid this. There's not much we can do about that. We can't force them. So that is why it is so frustrating to me because like we deal with this, and that is my check, that is my income, it's my job. People are mad at me for fighting for this return because it's my job, it's my time, it's my effort, it's my money, my career. I'm entitled to do that just like any other person. Moving forward, to understand better.
So I guess the question is, this is a real question. Because Halle played a role in trying to basically ruin this girl's career, does that make her evil? Comment down below. Comment down below. I'm going to have to think about it, to be honest. Y'all comment down below. Y'all comment down below. I guess it's subjective. It's going to be subjective. But I have a question. If someone tried to ruin your career, how would you feel about that? Let me change the question. If you were in this girl's shoes and someone was trying to take money, food off your table, and the only thing you were doing was your job, it's commission based, meaning the reason why y'all have the no return policy is because the job is commission based only. So that means if they return the jacket, that money comes out of her check, probably for the next month because they returned the jacket. So y'all let me know. Y'all let me know.
Yes, it ended up being returned. It was returned. That's fine. It sucks, but it's the reality. I expected it. At least he had to drive to a whole other location to go and do that. So if I can inconvenience him, he inconvenienced me, that's fine. It's fair game. Call me petty, call me whatever. I don't care. That's fine as long as I'm the one not doing it. Customer service. Our customer service department had a revolving door of new associates, and they were constantly returning worn items when they were supposed to be sending them back to the original department for us to deny or accept the return. Because of this, our store specifically had a very high return volume, and it looked bad on us, so we were responsible, and we are told that if we are continuing to return worn product without a valid defective reason or anything, then we would get written up. We would get written up. That affects my career. That affects me. I can get in trouble. If it's a repeat offense, we could get fired. I was not going to take that risk for a celebrity who wore something, and yes, it'd be easier to just take it, but no, I'm not going to take that risk. This is my job. This is my career. This is my income. No, I wasn't going to take that risk. I'm sorry to people who don't agree, but no, I was not going to. Anyway, that is why he was able to return it at a different location, different policies, different manager, different way of running things. Back to the interaction of what caused all of this. The man who came in with his girlfriend was completely different from the first time around. He was not friendly, he was not nice, he was just completely different. Every time me and him were talking, his girlfriend would chime in, cut us off, speak over me, and act very entitled in my opinion, and not be friendly. There's a way of speaking to people, and I don't think that she had to speak to me that way, so I did what I had to defend myself. Moving forward, many people did not agree with the fact that I showed him that music video as proof. Again, this has happened. It was a repeat offense. This was not targeted. It is not directed towards him. We had stylists do this all the time. I've said no to regular people. I've said no to celebrities. I've said no to clients who return worn stuff. This was not targeted towards them. It's something I would do. I would do to this day to say no to worn products, especially if I knew it was worn. So yes, I showed the video, and for two specific reasons. The first reason is technically smell is not a valid reason to deny a return. It is not a valid reason. And secondly, because it wasn't working, because they were still persistent, and I technically didn't have a valid reason to deny this return, I did have to present that proof because number one, he told me that I did not have proof. And number two, I needed to deny this return, so I did what I had to do. Do I regret it? No. Was it a little bit unprofessional? Sure, but I had the support of my store manager, corporate, my managers, everybody, and I made everybody aware that I did this, and I was agreed with that I did the right thing. So I don't think it's wrong. I don't think what they did was right. It's nothing that you guys say will justify that because he tried to ruin my life, ruin my career, and I know even posting this video because his fan base has now found my TikTok.
One thing that I'm noticing is that she said that Halle is entitled and DDG was the one that tried to ruin her career. So again, it goes back to Halle being an enabler when it comes to this situation. It seems like he's the evil one and she's the enabler of the evil ways and behavior that he was carrying, the toxicity that he was carrying. That's what it sounds like. Because she's not saying they tried to ruin my career. She's saying his fans tried to ruin her career. So again, it gives enabler, it gives toxic, and it gives entitled.
TikTok and is now claiming that they were there. That is impossible. There are only 2 other clients there and my whole team of co-workers. I doubt it was them. I can bet anything on them. It was them. Now they're claiming that they were there and I did say all of this. That proves how sick and crazy his fan base is. I knew what I was getting into. I know at the end of the day that there are going to be people.
And listen, yes, enablers can be evil, right? Enablers can. But unless Halle went on her Twitter X and was retweeting her being doxxed or was retweeting her personal information, I can't say that she was evil when it comes to her enabling ways. I can say that she was toxic with her being an enabler. Okay. Now, if she was out here like tweeting the stuff that DDG was putting out here, then yeah, evil enabler. But when it comes to this, it doesn't seem like she was out here doing that. She was enabling his behavior in the store. She was supporting his behavior in the store and she was taking up for him. That's what it sounds like. So yes, enablers can definitely be evil, but I don't think that Halle was being an evil enabler. She was just being an enabler, a toxic one. Okay. And it seems like that seems to be a very consistent pattern with her. Same thing with the nail salon. It seems like she's always enabling the toxicity that he's doing and she supports it.
People who do not believe me. There are going to be people who do believe me. You can't please everybody no matter what proof I post, no matter what I say, no matter anything. There are going to be people who do not believe me. And that is okay. You do not have to believe me. I promise you it's okay. Scroll on, move on. This is just my story and I want to tell it. Lastly, he tried to ruin not only my life, but I got my old manager's permission to mention that he also...
Again, she keeps saying he. They were both in the store though. She should be saying they. I don't think Halle co-signed him posting anything to social media. I don't think Halle co-signed him putting that salon owner's information out there. And I don't believe Halle co-signed him trying to dox her. I don't believe she was co-signing that. She was co-signing his behavior in the store when it comes to returning the jacket and she refusing the return and then her still trying to get the jacket returned. That's what I'm getting from this. And then when it comes to the salon owner, the nail salon owner, it seems like she went home. She was venting about how the lady at the nail salon wouldn't take Chloe. And then he decided to hop on Twitter X and put her on blast. I don't think that she told him to do that. Because she has her own platform. Like she could just put that information out there. But she chose to not give out that woman's information. He went and did that. So I don't think it went that far. But again, she played as an enabler when it comes to some of the stuff that he was out here doing for sure.
So, in addition to blasting me in that same text message that he posted on his Instagram story, he also mentioned my manager. I didn't mention this before because I needed to ask my manager's permission to say that. He called him out by name, and he said that he was racist. It was not to the same extent, but it's still wrong. I got most of the heat because he said I called him that slur. So that's why I faced so much repercussion, why it was all targeted towards me. So, it is wrong. He tried to ruin 2 people's lives, plus that nail salon owner who I guess was pregnant at the time. It is wrong. It is sick behavior, and I am actually really shocked to see people in the comments justifying this, saying that I should have just returned it and went on about my day. Yeah, I could have, or I could have stopped these people who think using their status and who they are to try and do whatever they want, walk all up.
And again, use their status. So again, she's like, these people use their status. So again, she's not blaming Halle for trying to ruin her career. She's blaming DDG. She's blaming Halle when it comes to the entitlement of feeling like I can return this jacket even though it's smoked out. It smells like smoke. Okay. So again, none of this refutes the fact that this man put his hands on her though. Halle. Victims are not perfect. They can be enablers. They can. Cassie is a prime example of that. But some of the things I've been hearing are just crazy from Cassie and Diddy's situation. But she was still a victim though. So let's continue though.
Over me and abused. Clearly they abused their power to do this, so I actually don't regret anything I did. It's fine. I might look stupid to people in the end because they got the return, but I don't care. At least I tried my best to fight back and stand up for myself, and I make no apologies for doing what I did. That's it. It's okay if you don't understand it. It's okay if you think I'm wrong in some ways. I feel justified and valid in everything I did, and they will probably do this again. They will probably go after me again. I'm actually very nervous because I see people tagging them, but I think it's worse if I just don't say anything. I think it is so much worse if I just keep my mouth quiet. So I will post proof. I will post the receipts soon. I'm trying to figure out like how to do that in the background so I can go over it with you guys. I'm not too good at TikTok.
So the thing is about this entire situation, this girl's life was obviously turned upside down for the moment that it was. DDG has a huge platform. Like, I'm not going to take away and make it seem like he's just a nobody. He obviously has a lot of social media popularity and clout, and he used that clout to the point where it basically doxed this girl. And doxing is really just a way of creating false claims against somebody and using your celebrity, or just, you don't even have to be a celebrity, but targeting people to get people to show up to their house, follow them, interrogate them, just message them, be annoying, harass them. This girl literally had to get escorted to her car at the end of her shift because there were people waiting outside of her job, all because DDG said that she called him the N-word, and she claimed that she never said that. And I do believe that she never said that. I mean, had she said that, somebody would have been able to hear it, and regardless if she was right or wrong in this situation, I'm pretty sure she would have been fired for calling somebody such a racial slur. I think that's beyond disgusting that he would actually use his popularity to do so, but it's not really out of the ordinary. When it comes to the stories that we've heard about DDG as well as Halle, what have we heard from them? When Halle was so-called pregnant, Halle wanted to get her nails done. Her sister Koi was already at the nail shop, and Halle was taking her jolly old time because, again, like I told y'all, a lot of these people are very entitled. They think that time moves for them, people move for them, that they poop don't stink, whole time they will smell worse than us sometimes. And she showed up to the nail appointment late. They were unable to service her. She started saying that the lady was rude, the lady was racist. Whole time though, that never happened. The lady came out and said, I'm very much pregnant. I've been having people call my shop. I've had people give me 0-star reviews on the shop because of everything that Halle said that wasn't true, all because we couldn't service her because she decided to show up 1 hour late. Disney Princess my tail, like all that, oh, well, yeah, I'm Ariel, and I don't want to hear none of that sweet girl stuff. These two people, this is now their, maybe second or third time being called out for using their celebrity, their popularity, their influence to utilize their fans to attack somewhat innocent people. And to be honest, I can understand kind of, if the people that they were using their fan base to attack were actually doing things to them, or really calling them out of their name, really being racist. And it's funny how both these times they're using the race thing. First, Halle said that the nail tech was racist, and in this case, DDG is saying that this girl was racist. Why is that always their go-to to say that somebody's racist? Like, that doesn't seem to be the case here. I think both of them have been lying, and it seems like they were kind of doing this together. I don't want to say that Halle is tainted. I think that's kind of rude to say. I think that Halle personally was kind of influenced by DDG. He's older. I don't know if he's richer, but he has money. He has like a different type of fan base that she does, and I think she kind of fell into some of the things that he's used to doing. He's probably been getting off and doing things like this all this while. He's probably been going out, buying stuff, returning it. He's probably been doing that all this time, and he's kind of, I hate to say, he's kind of tainted our good girl, right? But Halle is a grown woman, so she's making these choices on her own, and she knows right from wrong. The cashier worker and the TikToker is obviously saying that, Halle wasn't really the aggressor. They did go back and forth for a little bit, but she wasn't the one that was truly in the wrong. It was DDG who was in the wrong, who then tried to utilize his fan base to literally put her down. Now, in this last clip, the girl does come with some receipts. Let's check this out.
Hi everybody, so I'm going to be posting the proof that I have. I think it's only fair since everybody has figured out who it is, and he has also publicly acknowledged it. So I'm just gonna jump right into it. Right here is going to be the initial Instagram story he made calling me out by name, where I worked, saying that I was racist and I called him the N-word.
So hold on, let's pause. It says the manager
You know what I'm gathering from all of this? DDG was a liability. My God. Ladies, if this is not a lesson about who you choose to date and who you choose to deal with can easily be a liability for you, girl. Because they are a representation for you as well. So him posting all of this, it does look bad on Halle. I don't think Halle was encouraging him to do this, but it does look bad on her because they are a public figure couple. And so it comes back on her as well. That's why you got to choose who you have a baby by. And you also got to choose who you publicly enter into a relationship with. Because they can make you look so bad. Ooh, wee.
at Nordstrom in Topanga Mall is racist, and the associate Tiffany R called me a N-word. I don't feel safe shopping at Nordstrom anymore. Tag at Nordstrom, they need to be fired. Now, let's be real. If somebody called you an N-word in that way, why would she still have been working there all this while? Somebody would have heard it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He's like the boy who cries wolf, like as if this is a joke for him. It's a game, like I said. He needs to be playing June's Journey. He don't need to be playing with us because you're trying to play with our intelligence as if we don't know how you get down. But the thing is, you've already moved this game piece many, many times, okay? You've already tried to attack people who have done nothing to you. They try to do their jobs. Call them racist because you race bait people to make people get enraged. Like, oh my gosh, let me stand up for my brethren and my sister, my black brother and black sister. Whole time though, these people never did anything to you. That's just beyond crazy. And again, he posted this a long time ago. She never said anything about this until now. And I know a lot of people are like, well, why are you just now waiting to say something? I think when you've been doxxed like that and people have showed up to your job and people have called looking for you and you were that scared, you probably waited to say something because you had to wait for the coast to be clear. You had to wait for your anxiety to calm down, your fear, everything to go away, the situation to kind of come and go before you can kind of deal with the trauma. And my therapist told me to, journal some things that have happened to me, some traumatic events. She said, whether I write them down or I do voice notes or, I just kind of record them and put them out, that is a way to kind of handle people's trauma.
Oh my God.
So maybe this was an outlet for her. DDG has his outlet to use his platform. Why can't she? Let's just be real. So let's continue on with what she said.
See another name, that is my manager. He also called out as well. Next little thing right here, I'm going to be inserting the screenshot of his music video. So this is from YouTube. The video is called Storyteller, I think. That is the famous green jacket. It looked cool in the video. It was a nice jacket. That's the video that you can see him wearing it in. Next is a screenshot. So this screenshot is somebody's TikTok account. They posted a screen recording of DDG's story. So after this happened, he posted a story acknowledging that this happened. This was before all of this came out, before he had just now acknowledged it one more time. He acknowledged that he was able to return a worn jacket. You can go there and view it. I do not know how to add it as a clip, but feel free to go there.
I went to this one Nordstrom, they said I couldn't take my jacket back because I wore it in my music video, so I went to another one and still took it back. Bitch, if you watching this, got your ass.
Next, I'm going to be inserting...
And Halle, you stayed with this man? Girl. Ooh wee. It's like her association makes her a part of the problem when it comes to his behavior. Because no way in hell, y'all. This could be my brother. This could be one of my brothers, y'all. Absolutely not. Absolutely not, y'all. I could not stand behind them if they went out and did some stupid shit like this. I can't. It's wrong. And then this lady is going through it. Like, she can't leave her home. She can't leave her job. She's probably always looking over her shoulder every 5 seconds trying to figure out if one of his little fans gonna do something to her. This is so wrong on so many levels. And Halle staying with them after this, yeah, I can't excuse this type of behavior. And ladies, let this be a lesson. Who you associate with is a reflection of yourself as well. That's why you don't see me out here hanging out with everybody. I don't hang out with everybody. I keep a very small circle. Very, very, very small circle. And I don't like collabing with other content creators in this space because if they do something or if they say something and then I had them on my platform and I'm just like, I don't agree with that. What they did is not in alignment with my views at all. So I'm very particular about who I surround myself around, who I collab with. Like, I'm very picky about that because I don't want nobody thinking that I'm associated with such and such and then they have these crazy views. And absolutely not. I don't want people thinking that, oh, I agree with that or I'm down with that. And it's like, hell no, I'm not down with that. That's why you got to be choosy. You got to be choosy. You have to be selective about who you are associating with, especially publicly. Ooh, wee.
Some hate comments right here. It's a Yelp and an Instagram comment that is 1% of all the hate that I have received. But just so you can see, it is very real. That is some of the hate that I got. I don't think I.
And you know what's so crazy? She's showing all these screenshots of all the hate that she's getting. And you know who else was doing that? You know who else was getting that harassment just recently? Halle was getting that same type of harassment. Like I said, duality. Okay, Halle, she may not be innocent in the situation, but victims don't have to be perfect in order to be a victim. Okay, that's number one. However, I just think it's so interesting how this energy that she was associating with while she was dating this man has now came back onto her. Let's all take that in for a sec. Let's take that in for a sec. The energy that she was associating with, that she was enabling, has now came back onto her. I wonder what this lady got to say, because I wonder, she's probably just sitting back watching all of this stuff come out about them, and I wonder what she has to say today. Because when was this? This was 2 months ago. 2 months ago. Interesting.
I don't know what else I'm missing, but that should be pretty much it. I just want to add that his girlfriend did not acknowledge this behavior after. She did not go along with it. She didn't interact with it. I looked at her stories at the time. She didn't retweet it or repost it, nothing. I think that is very telling, and that is very big because at the time she was receiving a lot of criticism for her role in this Disney movie, so she had every opportunity to use this and bring awareness had this had happened to them, had I been actually racist, but she did not say a single thing, and I think that is very telling. But I see a lot of you guys focusing on her. Yes, she was there. Yes, we did argue for a second, but the main interaction, the main point is between me and him, not her. I apologize if I had seemed like I was directing it mainly towards her. It was not. She did not go post her story saying this crazy allegation. So I think we should stick to that. And then people keep asking if I'm going to sue. I'm not suing. I don't want to sue. It's just not what I want to do. And then other people are asking why I've come forward now. This did happen years ago. Why am I coming forward with it now? I did not want to come forward with it at the time because number one, I was still working for the company. Number two, it was a very scary situation. And then when I left the company, I had felt comfortable to finally be able to tell my story. I've been focusing on my new career, so I haven't had time to really talk about it. But I've left the company since then. I did not get fired for the situation. I did not leave because of the situation. My company was very supportive at the time. And yeah, thank you guys for all of your support. I appreciate everything. Again, I don't appreciate the racist comments that I'm seeing. I'm trying to delete them all. No matter who they are, what they did, as I said before, it is not right. It's never.
So again, is Halle evil? No. She doesn't even put the blame on her. She is upset that she was entitled and the interaction that they shared was just rooted in entitlement. But she was being a mammy for DDG when it comes to his toxicity. And that's the accountability that Halle needs to take. But again, victims of abuse are not perfect. They're not. And when you're in love with someone and when you're overly infatuated with someone, you do things that you out of character. You do things out of character. I don't think it makes her evil, but I do think that it makes her toxic. And the fact that she was associating with this man at the time, that he was doing all of this and he was exhibiting this behavior. I hope she learns the lesson that is associated with this whole fiasco that she's experiencing right now, that who you associate with, okay, it looks bad on you. And then also you're enabling the behavior. And you need to think about how that could easily come back onto you. I think that's the lesson in all of this. Evil, no. Toxic, wrong, yes.
Okay to be racist. That is the end of it. That's it. Thank you guys.
Boom. Bitch, bow. She got you. You're wearing the jacket. Like, it's not like you can't wear something and return it, but when you damage the product, when you don't bring the product back in the same condition or very, very similar, lightly, gently.
Y'all make sure y'all check out Queen Chama. I'll make sure to leave a link to her channel down below. She broke that down really good. Yeah. So basically, I watched everything that y'all wanted me to watch. I looked at that video that someone sent me about the toxicity in Halle. Yeah, she definitely has toxic traits. She's not innocent. I agree with you on that. There were 2 points that were made earlier in this live regarding that. Is she evil? No. No, she's not. But I do think it's interesting how Halle is labeled evil while being associated to DDG, but DDG is a saint and he hasn't done anything wrong and he's perfect in the situation and he's just an angel. That doesn't even make sense to me, because how is Halle evil and DDG is just the saint and this angel? Can y'all explain that to me? Because that's what I'm not getting. That's what I'm not getting at all. So you're wanting me to believe that DDG has done nothing wrong, even with the proof that Halle has submitted in court when it comes to the abuse. You're saying that he's done nothing wrong. That's insane to me. I'm not buying that whatsoever. I think this is just a big lesson for Halle, and I hope the girls that are watching and you're witnessing all of this play out, be careful about who you are associating yourself with. Be careful about who you're enabling when it comes to their behavior and how they treat other people, because you could be on the receiving end of that, and I would hate for you to have to go through something like that. Again, victims are not perfect. Victims are not perfect. Victims don't have to be perfect in order to be a victim. Okay? I'm going to say it again. Victims do not have to be perfect in order to be a victim. On that note, y'all please give the video a thumbs up, and I hope to catch you in my next one.